All right. Okay, as people trickle in, hello everyone. I am of course Joshua Joshi Howard. What's up, Mighty Quinn? Good to see you. It's been a while. Yeah. I unfortunately woke up a little bit too late this morning in order to watch most of John Winter Russell versus Folger Piles, but I heard it was a banger. I did see the Hellhound explode for 15 mortals just like one-shotting Jane Czar, so that was pretty funny. But yeah. So this should be a good time. Most of you is going to be hanging out, watching the games. I have heard that there is a much better streaming system this time around than there has been in the past, because the commentators actually can hear what's going on between the players, whereas I know in the past that has been a pretty major issue with them because the commentators didn't really know what was going on. But yeah, let's pull up. Let's pull up the Best Coast pairings again. Do they have pairings, the next round of pairings up yet? Not yet. Who are we still waiting on? So we can name and shame them with 4-hour rounds. Placings. A lot of hundreds. A couple draws. Sebastian Anderson from Sweden on Space Wolves against Kaz Kelly Burke from Canada on Sisters. The Bastion Cry getting. Oh, wait, no. Sebastian versus Tyler Stice, and then Kaz Kelly Burke versus Bastion Cry, who I believe. I knew him originally as a guard player, but he's on Raven Guard for this event. And it looks like everybody is done. Aw, damn. But yeah, what about all of our guard players? How's everyone doing? So Wesley got 100 into Ultra Gladius. Gustavo got a 97 into David Hall's Halo Screed. That's pretty good. I think that was one of the tougher people in his group. Yeah, yeah, that's one of the better players in his group. Um, Fabiano getting an 86 into Sebastian Potvin on Chaos Knights. Chris Coe from Malaysia, 83 into Warhorde Orcs. And unfortunately, we got a lot of guard losses in the round one. So Nick Chigillo lost to Hallowed Martyrs. David Purcell lost to Questoris Companions Knights. I'm gonna have to make fun of him for that one a little bit. Marshall Peterson, as Funny Mech Assault, lost to Infernal Lance. Hussein A from Malaysia lost to Ultra Gladius. Jolan Alex lost to Zachary Morales. I know that name. Ultra Spearhead. Chris Johnson lost to Shadowmark. Jesus Centillon lost to Scutari Hunter Cohort. And John Winter Russell, of course, played up against, what do you call it? Folger Piles. Liam VSL. Is that what's going to happen on stream? Yeah, I'll probably go back and rewatch it. Majority need to lose for our sins. Zay, did you say you got your ticket with Eldar, though? I swear that's something that you said. I'm not just making it up. But if I am just making it up, like, you're going to have to deal with that. Because that's what my memory is telling me. Okay. I can't just search Astra. But let's see. So Gustavo's playing Michael Mann next round. That's a really exciting matchup. It is Michael Mann on Space Wolves. Um, who else won? Sorry, I'm still kind of waking up. I just had lunch/breakfast. Who else won? Oh yeah, Wesley. Wesley is playing Jacob Holstrom from Sweden, and Jacob is playing Tyranid's Invasion Fleet. He's got 20 Hormagaunts, 2x. Okay, hold on. Broodlord, Hive Tyrant, 20 Hormagaunts, 1 Biovore, Exocrine, 10 Gene Stealers, 1 Lictor, Maliceptor, Neurolictor, Norn Emissary, Tyrannofex with a Rupture Cannon. I'm pretty sure Nemo like hard cleans this one up. I don't think this Tyrannus list has like any play at all into this guard list. It just doesn't have the volume. Maliceptors the ones with like the funny precision tongue? Let me look. Maliceptor. Ranged weapons. No. I mean, it's D6 plus 3 blast, but it's just D6 plus 3 at only AP2 is like, okay. The sustain could come in like funny, but the Norn Emissary doesn't have enough. The Exocrines just don't have enough. I don't know. How did the Hammer, the Emperor, and Astro Militarum players go? Let me just double check who's playing Hammer. Because the one that I remember and the one that I was most expecting to have a good event was Nick Gigello, and he lost to Jean-Luc Guénin. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. But that was Hammer versus Sisters. All right, you guys are gonna make me pull up the PowerPoint. Let's take a look. So we're gonna look at the names. Did I save it? I don't think I saved it. If you'd remind me who they are, Stefano, I'll go take a look. Jack Galley. Joshi, what are your thoughts on bringing a Psyker to give a 20 brick a 4-up invul? I'm not super into it. One of the biggest questions that let's close this. The biggest question for me whenever I'm attaching characters to units, there's 2 questions I gotta ask. The first one is, does this character make the unit like do something that it doesn't normally do? And the Psyker, it kind of does, but the biggest thing is that it's only against shooting, and a lot of the things that are threatening up against a 20 brick of Krieg are generally not going to, or they're either like low AP, so you're not getting a lot of value off of the invul, or they're melee. So things like breachers are really big. World Eater Berserkers are melee, so you're not getting a whole lot of value out of the 4-up invul. And then the big thing that you would be bringing the Psyker for is mostly actually the Chaos Knight's double Gatling Despoiler, who can actually just like one-tap it really easily. Where they're like AP2 and can be ignores cover, so they would put us on a 6-up. So we can save like 3 times as many bodies or reduce casualties by like 40%. Which is very powerful. However, that's a matchup that we're already winning into, so we don't need to tech for it. And then the other thing we got to ask is, what do these points represent? And they represent an entirely second unit, right? We can just bring in like a unit of Catachan instead. So it doesn't do anything that we really need it to do. It's like okay, but most players, like against really good players, we're going to have a lot. What just happened?
We got married 2 months ago now. We are moving into.
It's all right. One sec, guys. Did all right. Something happened. All right. But that's the biggest thing. It's not going to it's not going to make the matchups our bad matchups easier. It's only going to make a couple matchups that we're already winning win harder, and we don't need to win harder unless we're playing for teams. Okay. All right. Well, that's back on track. Close that chat. We care about this chat. Okay. Fabiano from Italy won. He got an 86 into Chaos Knight's Infernal Lance, and then Hussein lost. Hussein lost to Ultra Gladius. Yeah. Do we know who's playing on stream? Not yet. At least I don't. Maybe someone does. I guarantee someone at this point already does. Like if you ask Adam Camilleri or Paul, is it Murphy? I think it's Paul Murphy. They know, but I have no idea. So what's up, Gillian? Thanks for stopping by. When we know what's going on, we will start talking about the games a little bit more. Yeah. Something that I've been toying with for a little while about the Discord, and by a while I mean it's kind of like popped in and out of my mind for a long time, is whether or not I want to make it an expectation that people are using their actual names. And for a lot of people, I think, like for me, if they have a blue name, I pretty much guarantee know who they are because that's like I needed that in order to give them the blue name, right? But not. But there are people on there who I know are like harder to identify. Like if you don't know that Dingbat is David Purcell, and he starts talking about like how you should be bringing 14 Russes, it's like, do you know that that's like enough, or is the fact that he just has a blue, but he's got a red name, which is the other thing that has been very entertaining. And then there are some people like John Winter Russell who just like have their name just there, so it's like it's easy to identify who they are. But there's a mix, and I'm kind of trying to balance the idea of if they want to be slightly more private, I'll let them. But when a big part of like the identifiability of the blue names is like at that point like people know who you are anyway. So if you guys have thoughts on that, let me know. It's just one of those things that's kind of like popped into my mind over and over for a while. I was like, And I think that's why I did the blue names in the first place. It's just like, it's a very different thing, right? Like when Garo Leloup or Lelu or however you say it is going off about he's been playing Command Squad Ogre and Bodyguards for years, back when they had like the 6 of Feel No Pain instead of the Res D3 models. Like that's one thing. So when he says something is good, and then when Gustavo is like, you guys should be playing Castellans all the time. Like when Garo says something, I can just like whatever. When Gustavo says something, I go, like I'm not going to reject it out of hand. I'm just going to need some convincing, you know. So we'll kind of see how that goes. I'm gonna guess it's pronounced Kybor. Kybor Yeson. I'm playing a tournament this weekend that is not using BCP, so people have random gamer tags instead and have no idea who to be afraid of. Yeah, that's really common in France, actually. It's like I know mini headquarters, which is pretty common in France, and I don't check as often as I should. They do a lot of gamer names, and I think it's really funny looking at like ELO breakdowns. Here, I'll show you guys this real quick. So I made this a while back, and you have like a bunch of people, right? Maxime Zimmer, that might not be a French player, but like Basile Mavu, like that's a French player for sure. Remy Palmier, Guillaume Brissot, right? Like these are French players, and a lot of them like only really play on like mini headquarters, where they're also playing under a pseudonym because they're playing under a gamer tag. So it's like really, really hard to identify. What up, Alex? Thanks for stopping by. I'm in the Discord, not using my name is partially that I am bad. There's no shame in being bad at a game. We're all playing a hobby, you know. Also, let me know if the audio from them is too loud compared to me. It's fine for me, but of course I am not the one who has to listen to a bunch of people. Um, if Gustavo says something, I do the opposite out of spite. I love it. You only get a Discord invite from being a member. Moose and Master, no. If you send me a message on like Discord or Reddit or somewhere that's not YouTube, I try not to put the Discord link up on YouTube because that's how you get bots in the Discord. But if you find me anywhere else, and send me the password. Password is Rough Riders. If you just send me that, I'll send you a link to the Discord. Stefano, I saw your game at Tacoma versus Necrons. A huge Overwatch to Silent King. Legendary moment, mate. How did it go overall? So I just put a video about the rest of the event out last night. I don't feel like I played the event super well, in general, and I think there's a couple of reasons for that. One, I was kind of disappointed because I had been trying to make Mechanized Assault work really hard, talking to John Winter Russell like a lot of the time in order to try and figure out like what's going on and how to play it. And I just every single time I played it, I was just like, they're just really bad matchups. Like it's plenty fine into like a lot of the meta, but if you're trying to play up against like Votan or or like 20 Berserker or World Eaters, you just don't have the damage. And I didn't want to go play with a list that I was not confident in. And so I was kind of disappointed. It's like, I'll just play my Challengers Cup list. I know it's good enough. But I wasn't like super into the list that I was playing. Also, my sleep schedule hadn't been super good. It's normally not like great, but like it was particularly bad because I was staying up very late playing Rogue Trader. And even Saturday night, like after I got back, I continued playing Rogue Trader. So I finally beat the game last night, so my sleep schedule will finally normalize again, and I'll be going to bed around like midnight to 1. Um, but yeah, I just didn't. I spent a lot of time like not doing prep for the event, and I kind of got surprised. And there's a couple of things about like Layout 6 that I had forgotten is true, which made me play a little bit worse. But the game against Steve was a lot of fun. So Overwatch, just killing. I was hoping to kill one man here, and then sometimes you just roll like 2 lethal hits and things just disappear. It's great. Iron Father Pete, what up, Joshi? We met at Utah. I played guard for the Downriver Rats. Just started about 8 months ago. That's awesome, man. I'm trying to. I met a lot of people at Utah, but I'm glad you're having a good time. The Downriver Rats. I love the logo, and I saw your guys' objective markers that were super good. Jesus, you know it's a Mexican guy, yeah. There absolutely is shame. Everyone shamed that person. Wait, what are we shaming? Oh, shame for being bad. Yeah. Fun was actually killing me. Yeah, Alex, I'd love to be able to go back to, or not go back. I would love to get an invite to WCW next year. I missed out. I think I missed out on 2 golden tickets by like 1 spot. I lost a final table against Ruben Zhao, and then the other one, what was the other one? I don't remember what the other one was. Maybe it's just 1. Maybe I only missed out on 1, or like 1 that I was close to. Yeah, too busy rogue trading. I found the same thing when switching off Kalyon and Tau. In the end, I was able to power through it and see the value in most of the detachments. That's totally fair. It's hard to switch off something you know is very powerful. I remember saying that like so much of the power in combined is really easy to find in ways that like Mech Assault does make your Marines matchup better, is one of the big things that I was looking at, is because there's a lot of like T5 and T6 Marines that are like becoming more common right now, and the +1 to hit, or excuse me, +1 to wound is a little bit better if I remember correctly up against like DevSense, because you just run up and you just kill them, and yeah, they just die really badly because you suddenly have these full reroll Kazarkin, and they just disappear. But my biggest thing is kind of like when I was looking at the Deathcore of Krieg, is combined just doesn't. There's almost nothing in the game other than AdMech right now that I think is worse than like a 10, right? And Mechanized Assault, if it just runs into like triple Land Fortress Votan or even double Land Fortress Votan, you just can't kill the Land Forts, and you just go, those land forts are also going to like rip me a new one, and I can't interact with them. So it becomes very, very difficult for me to want to play things in what do you call it? In like a singles environment where I know I have bad matchups. Have I ever played outside of the U.S.? No. Yeah, no. I'd love to go play in Canada. Unfortunately, with the political situation in the United States right now, and my political views, I do not know how easy it would be to get back into the United States all the time. I keep hearing horror stories that I until things change, I do not think I will be willing to leave the country for a little while. I think somebody who's losing access stuff you've always had is super difficult. Yes, that's definitely a big one. Same for Votan and Genes in Vanguard. Need that +1 to wound. Yeah, yeah. I'll have to go pillage your northern neighbors. Apparently, someone was saying that like all the Canadian players had a really rough round one. Let me take a look. Okay, there are excuse me, 68 players from Canada. And they went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23 wins, 1 draw. So 44. There are 44 Canadian players that lost in round 1, which is not a great number. I'm actually really curious. USA. Oops, that's going to get the thousands player. Oh, we're called United States. Okay. All right. Not United States. Not States. All right. There's 156. 156 Americans. 64. 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. So 86 Americans won round 1, which is more than half. Yeah. Someone running triple land for it would be bad, so you can just outplay it. sometimes. I remember. So one of the funniest things that happened, like in retrospect, it's incredibly funny to me. I was playing guard versus admech this last weekend, and the thing that I had was I drew overwhelming force on turn 1, purge the foe, bottom of 1. And so my opponent was standing on his natural objective, and I sent out a Torok 12 Kazarkin to go kill the Skitari. I don't remember if it was Ruststalkers or Infiltrators. And he had 3 on one side of the wall and 2 on the other side of the wall. I line up all my Kazarkin to shoot at the 3. And then I throw a grenade, because I know that it's like really inconsistent whether or not Kazarkin are going to kill that unit between the stealth and the 5-up invul. And so, because he has like 6 wounds of dudes on that side of the wall, I throw a grenade, and I even say, as long as I don't roll a 6 damage grenade here, I'm going to be able to shoot. We're going to get this. We're going to get the 4 purge of foe points. We're going to get the 3 overwhelming points. We're going to be +7 in score at the bottom of 1. I roll the grenade, and I roll a perfect 6 damage grenade to perfectly hide their Ruststalkers so that I couldn't shoot them, and they ended up living. So I didn't get my purge of foe round 1. I didn't get my overwhelming force round 1. And the guy I was playing against, his name is David. Great dude. Would love to play him again. I'm definitely a stronger player than David. So that was a lot of fun. That was pretty funny. Oh wow, look at that. Remaining undefeated. Interesting. 86. Was I... Can I not count? There should be 86, 70. Should be 86 to 70 undefeated Americans.
Yep.
Yeah.
100% undefeated for
As
Germany.
long as I don't. That's true. That's true. I'm just not allowed to say anything
Sorry, nope. Scratch that.
before it
They take the
happens.
loss in round one. Uruguay, Scotland, Iceland, Peru, and Puerto Rico 100% going undefeated in
So
zone.
yeah, they sent their best. They only sent one, but they sent their best. For the perspective of the teams with many players in attendance, we have the United States who started with 283 and almost exactly
Anyway,
one
I had a lot of thoughts about your judge ruling at that event today on my commute. Forgot to put it in a comment. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious what other people think because so for anybody who doesn't know,
Percentage-wise,
I'll tell the story again. So this last weekend, oh, we got another. Wait, Bruno?
playing against
I don't recognize this name. Did he list himself under
England,
something
I'm going
else?
to give an award for perfectly balanced because
It
they
says
started
Blood
3-0,
Angels on
and now
here.
exactly half one. Exactly half one. 24 points.
Okay, yeah, it's Blood Angels.
So
Sorry.
England is
So here's a story for people who haven't watched the video or are not planning to watch the video. In my round 4, I was playing up against Admech. Okay.
You call that Denmark?
And
Belgium
I bring out my Rogaldorn. Rogaldorn shoots something, whatever.
which is
And then my opponent brings out his Cataphren destroyers. I keep saying breachers, but they're destroyers, the ones with the plasma. They come out. He shoots the destroyers at a Dorn. He had oathed something else, so even though with his crit 5s he didn't do that much, but the Dorn takes 8 damage in the first round of shooting from the Cataphren breachers. Okay. On my turn, I make a mistake, and I take the Dorn and I move it within 24 of the destroyers so that they are able to overwatch. And my thought process at the time was that I really wanted to shoot my pulverizer at the destroyers because I wanted to kill them, right? The extra source of 3 damage shots gonna be a big deal. They go ahead and overwatch, and my Dorn exactly dies. Okay. I keep going around. The game is if the Dorn is dead, it probably flips the outcome of the game. I go from being a slight favorite, it'll be a very controlled, narrow win to I'm now going to have to like make the game crazy in order to try and bring it back and just hope I'm a better player and I roll better. Anyway, when he does that, I start doing the rest of my movement, I do the rest of my shooting, or I start going into my shooting phase. About 2/3 of the way through my shooting phase, I'm shooting Kazarkin at something, and I go, let me roll my hazardous check for their plasma guns. I roll the hazardous check, and then my opponent goes, oh crap, I forgot. I need to roll my hazardous because I didn't do it for the destroyers either on the Overwatch or the first time that they shot. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, that's fine. Probably doesn't do anything. For whatever reason, I thought they were 4 wounds as well. So even if he failed one, I didn't think it was going to matter. But he rolls, and he has the character enhancement that gives them plus 6-inch range and also reroll hazardous tests. So he rolls the hazardous. He has 6 hazardous to roll. He rolls all 6, fails 2 of them, re-rolls the 2, fails another one. And what that means is that one of the destroyers died from hazardous on the first time that they activated, and therefore when he overwatched with them and the Dorn exactly died, I spend a CP to try and reroll a save, there is supposed to be 1 fewer destroyer. And so we called over the judge to help resolve it because it's been a long time since since it all happened, and the judge says because it is too far back and we can't actually rewind, our standard penalty is a 20-point penalty. And I'm pretty sure the judge is like in the chat, so I don't want to. I also want to say like I think it makes a lot of sense because he was saying you can't do soft penalties, right? If the penalties aren't harsh, they're not actually a real penalty. So I think it makes sense to have a harsh penalty for like, hey, we can't rewind. 20-point penalty. Anyway, I really hate winning games on technicalities like that, and I wasn't really sure what to do because I could either like take the penalty, which it wasn't actually a game loss, but it was functionally a game loss. It was a functional game loss because 20 points in a game that was going to be close is like you can't really come back from that. But I wasn't sure what to do, and what I decided to do was I didn't think it was fair to myself because I didn't make a mistake, or I didn't make like the rules mistake that impacted the game super heavily.
right, and of course,
And
French jersey, that is Petit.
yeah, I'm just not sure because we'd gone too far in my shooting phase on the assumption that the Dorn was dead.
I like the utility there.
I'm kind of curious if people had
The
any
t-shirt.
thoughts about that. Anyway, Kaya says there been 2 rounds. We're about to start the second round. Nemo won his first game. Can Recon do it again? I mean, he went 7-1 at the last World Championships. He won LVO. Nemo is on my short list of people that I think is going to win this event. I would not be surprised if he won. Just connected to stream. Sorry for a stupid question. Oh, yeah, sorry. They just haven't updated it. It's going to be Blood Angels versus Votan, I believe.
Thunderkin went from, I guess, if you are playing, if I'm playing, if you're on
Yeah, no, they're not Rogel Thorns, but...
game-winning unit. But then if you were playing against Knights, you were playing against solo infantry or orc stuff like that, there wasn't really much that they contributed. Now with the SP conversion beamers getting upskilled, they are absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
If you're curious about what we're going to be doing all week in the exclamation point schedule, that will tell you where we're going to be when you can tune in to watch some games. If you do want to see the list, exclamation point list, that should take you to the list. These players are playing Blood Angels versus the Leagues.
All right, sent out a couple Discord invites to
We've talked
people.
about the mission, we talked about the matchup, we
They'll
talked
kill
about
Recon as the attachment. I'm frankly surprised Recon has gotten this far, but yeah.
faction-wise, statistic-wise, let us know.
We did get a question about how the Ultramarines doing. We had the Adeptus Astartes roll up.
Yeah.
Ultramarines.
Players are playing Adeptus Astartes.
I have-
Unfortunately, I don't have the full breakdown to hand.
I don't know. My feelings about Recon are kind of how I felt about like the bridgehead nerfs in general, because the bridgehead nerfs were really harsh. But the other big thing about bridgehead was that only good players were like really having success with it, because it was still a hard detachment to play. However, it was oppressive in the right hands. And my thoughts are, one, if there are like if only like a small handful of people around the world are like having success, like we're not going to see Veterans of the Long War nerfed because Liam won with it again, right? If there's only a small handful of people who are just winning these really big events, then it's probably okay. And there's not been like a widespread adoption of Recon, so I think it's kind of lame if like the one guy around the world who has made like something cool and unique work just gets their toys taken away. But you know, it is what it is. If I were your opponent, I'd say, yeah, I'll take the 20-point penalty. It's fair and it is what it is. He did, yeah, he was very upfront about it. He wasn't like fighting against it at all, which is part of why, like, my experience and like why I say like, yeah, really good guy. He was upfront about the mistake. He accepted the penalty, and we just went from there. Played a singles GT last weekend. My best moment was a Hellhound killing an entire Reaver bike squad in Overwatch. Hell yeah, man, that's awesome. Scions were good, just splashing to other rosters. Now they're too costly. Some cope, they still worth it, but I think they're okay. I was talking to again John Winter Russell, because he's probably the biggest name who is pushing Scions. And what I said was, I feel like they don't do enough, because like for 150 points or whatever, 155 I think, they flip your opponent's natural once, and then they kill something small. And his response was, yeah, I mean, what else do you want the unit to do? And I think that's a really fair question. And one of the big things about the games, or just like about understanding that, is just like trying to figure out like how much is that worth, and is that a playstyle that I want to do? Because it is at the point where like you could take like a Vanquisher instead. But we also think about like Kazarkin in a Torox or Kazarkin in a Chimera or something. That costs, what is that? Like almost 200 points? 110 plus 85, yeah, 195. It's going to cost you 195, and they mostly do the same thing as you know, Scions. So I think it's pretty reasonable. Well said about rooting. Wesley's fun when he's the only person. Yeah, there's like, that's one of the biggest things about this
Something's gonna make it out of there.
about the detachment. So I'm gonna go pull up my people who are winning events spreadsheet. Wesley with Recon, and since then there has not been another Recon win. or even another recon placing. There were a couple, like I remember Ed Watts was one. He went 4-1 at Glasshammer. And then I swear there's one more. Matthew Truell went 4-1 at Winchester with recon as well. And then other than that, it's just like it's just Wesley, you know. And part of it is like Wesley is a very, very good player. So there's only like so much you can do. You just like beat good players. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this game that we're playing. So we have Bruno Fajardo from Chile playing Blood Angels. He's got Liberator Assault Group, Blood Angels Captain, Ragefield Warrior, so Smash Captain, Captain with Jump Pack, Speed of the Primarch, I think that's the once per game fight first, Dante Lamardi's Lieutenant with Combi Weapon, Intercessors, 1, 2, 3, 5-man Intercessors with Jump Pack, 1 10-man Death Company with Jump Pack, Gladiator Lancer, Infiltrator, 3 Sanguinary Guard, 3 Sanguinary Guard, ooh, and then 2 Storm Speeder Hammer Strikes. I believe the Hammer Strikes... Do the Hammer Strikes are the Storm Speeders? I can never tell them apart. Like, which one is which. Storm Speeder, Hammer Strike. This is the Prevent Cover one. And they also have, like, decent shooting, because they have, it's a reasonable number of shots that are just like Meltas, that it just like runs around and strips cover. So it's like a Hellhound that isn't durable, but is very, very fast. So that's a pretty normal looking Blood Angels list. And then his opponent is Petite Aurelian. I probably said that wrong, but it is Needguard Votan. So this is the one, I think this is the upgraded or updated index detachment. It's got a call with Oathbound Speculator, a Memnir Strategist with Dead Reckoning, Uthar the Dude, Uthar is so much better now. It's pretty cool. 2 Capricus Carriers, these are the transports for the Jaegers. 1 6-man Thunderkin with Conversion Beamers, 2 3-man Thunderkin with Gravitons, 1 10-man Hearthguard, 2 Land Forts, both with Magna Rails, 1 3-man Bikes, 2 3-man Bikes, 2 units of Jaegers, so I'm expecting these are going to be splitting into 4 5s using the Capricus Carriers, and then 1 6-man Steeljacks with Plasma Swords. So interesting. I need to double check what the mission is for this one. Did I pin the missions? I did not, so I have to go find them. Mission 2! Linchpin Tipping Point. Interesting. So I'm going to be honest, I haven't like spent a ton of time like looking at how Votan is doing. Or like how Votan is played, because leading up to Challengers Cup, I had one of my players like play a lot of Votan, and the biggest thing that we kind of determined is it's really good at killing one thing really hard per turn, but if you just show your entire army all at the same time, it is going to struggle, because they don't, like, their damage just isn't there for a long time. Strange guard list there, yeah. Hammer Strike, Melta Missiles, yep. Interesting angle to look at recon style rosters. Most players don't have the models and or don't want to play 200 bodies, so even with insane win rate, we'll rarely see this outside of TTS. This is why Sister Battle and GSC rarely see any changes. Yeah, it's Need Guard for you, Jack. Yeah, so I mean, every single time, like, I think about like what kind of guard army I want to play, and if I ever talk to Wesley about it. Also, just like important context, like the guard players that I talk to the most often. So I talk to David Purcell. Like, I'll talk to him. We just kind of like, at this point, it is more than just talking about Warhammer, but we mostly talk about Warhammer. I'll talk to Gustavo maybe once or twice a week. I'll talk to John Winter Russell maybe once a week. And I'm talking like in like DMs, like just talking privately. And then I'll talk to Nemo pretty often, and then I'll also talk to Clifton. He's not playing a lot of guard right now. He's been playing a lot of he was playing Dark Angels for a while, and then Wind Rider Host. So he's been having fun with some other stuff. He loves playing like weird, like stuff that nobody else plays. But those are the guys that I tend to talk to the most often. And why was I talking about this? And every single time, Dean was like, "You could play Recon." I was like, I do not want to play Recon. I've played. I think I'm like 5-1 with the faction or with the detachment. The first game I played against it was up against Jack, and Jack like wiped the floor with me because I didn't know what I was doing with the army, and it was also in my mind it felt like a rough matchup, partly because I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, it's very very powerful. Yeah. That is really easy to deny spoils points if they aren't in need guard. Yeah, because when they get to the -1 to wound, it's weird because like at that point they're hitting on 4s because they just don't. They rely on the I think it's shooting at things on objectives in order to get them. Oh yeah, Thomas. I'm glad you're having a good time with Recon. Every single time after the game I had with Jack, I've been spending like half the game apologizing to my opponent. Just being like, I'm so sorry. I played up against Imperial Knights, and, you know, he shoots like a Helverin into them and kills like 2. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, this is so dumb. You can't do anything. Here's 100 OC on the objective. I'm so sorry. Oh, I shot you with a bunch of sustained plasma melta. Oh, I hit 2 6s of my melta. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, you're not having a good time. I'm not having a good time either, I promise. It's very powerful though, so it is very fun. Alright. Alright, we're starting to get a lot of stuff put down. Assault Intercessors. Wait, these guys got regular Assault Intercessors? Are they not in an Impulsor? Oh my god, it is Assault Intercessors. I thought it was regular Intercessors. And there's not an Impulsor, so these guys are just... They're hoofing it? That's bold. Okay. 240 models is a lot of work. Yeah, I mean... if you want to play Recon and you have fun doing it, great. That's awesome. I'm really happy for you. It's not fun for me. So, you know, as long as people are doing it, it is what it is. Watched and rewatched everything Nemo said on Recon podcast or whatever. Still got battered first couple of games. But seeing an emotionally defeated opponent is the best feeling. Yeah, I make a lot of jokes in playing like a bunch of different games about like, you know, fun being like a finite resource, the law of conservation of fun. If my opponent is having fun, it means that I'm not, and if my opponent is not having fun, well, I must be having the fun instead. But as fun as it is to joke about, I don't know. It's just not for me. I really want to play Hammer, but the extra speed is just so not worth losing the lethals, and I'm still not on the Kazarkin train. That's totally fair. I think every single time I look at... So one of my thoughts about like seeing Nick Jagiello's list and how he's continually doing well with just about as many tanks as you can take in a guard list as you can is I know he plays mostly on WTC terrain. And one of the things I know about WTC terrain is it is not as many tanks on WTC terrain because they are harder to maneuver and there are better staging points for infantry. So infantry becomes more powerful on WTC terrain. And every single time, I wonder if the reason that he's having success with Hammer is, one, he's playing in WTC terrain, and having the ability to go through walls is a big deal, and two, he's playing on WTC terrain where there are more infantry, and we don't have lethals into infantry anyway, so I've always wondered like how big of a deal that really is, whereas I know on UKTC, Jack, where I know you tend to play, I mean, there's a lot of UKTC terrain over there. Hammer has like an abysmal win rate. Like every single time I looked at it, I remember looking at like all the different detachments and how they're doing on different terrain, and Hammer had like a 20% win rate on UKTC terrain. It was bad. Want to play Recon as justification? Yeah, absolutely. Recon Guard versus Awakened Necrons. God, that just sounds miserable. I hate playing against Awakened. So, in general, the things like I hate the most. One, I hate playing against Custodes. Custodes is not fun for me to play against, even though it's like it's a decent matchup. I think it's a slightly winning matchup for guard. But I just hate playing it. I hate playing against like one Wraith Brick is fine. By the time you get into two Wraith Bricks or Warrior Bricks, it's just not fun. And then Knights are okay right now. In general, I'm not overly fond of Knights, but yeah, Custodes I hate, and Necrons I hate the army faction being, haha, I don't die, is annoying. Oh, Demons is not. Demons is okay. I don't mind playing Demons as much, but I don't like playing Custodes. There's just no point to playing Hammer on UKTC. There's 7 inches between staging points. Yeah. That checks out. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on. It looks like Votan is going first in this one. Again, it is a linchpin, so that is a little bit... It's nice for the Blood Angels. I think our map up here in the top right is backwards. So I still have a draw tool.
The hammer strikes, the Stormspeeder hammer strikes, they have a beautiful ability to strip cover.
I do.
Yep.
So a hammer strike plus a lancer is what you want.
And the lancers have longer range too, so it may.
All right, let's see if I can do this. Okay. Let me know if you guys can see this, because I'm drawing on the map in the top right.
We will dial it up and get it going.
We will throw a poll up here on Twitch if we possibly can.
Momentarily.
Once again, because a group of Custodian Guard made 23 out of 28, 4 up invuls. Yep, that's live. Hey Josh, really love your stuff. Is it legal in an official tournament to put 3D printed heads on original Games Workshop guard bodies? I really love the Armageddon Steel Legion, but the OG models are too much. Absolutely, you can put 3D printed heads. All of my Acadians... Let's see. Give me one sec. All of my Acadians have 3D printed stuff. So, all of my Kazarkin... So, let's see. Let me... Oops. How do I undo this? No. Click. There we go. Okay. Here, I'm gonna... Okay. So we'll do this for a moment. So all of my Acadians have these heads. Which I believe they're called, like, medieval helmets from Anvil Industries, I think it was. And then all of my Kazarkin have like these samurai helmets from Green Stuff World. So nobody's ever really said anything negative about them. I have a lot of 3D printed proxies and whatever. Proxies, stand-ins, whatever you want to call them. So yes, you're totally allowed to do that. The biggest thing is just making sure that they are identifiable and still the right size. What's not fun about someone just throwing 18 race on the board? It's very skill intensive. I agree, Floof. Floof, I'm surprised that you didn't find your way out to WCW this year. So good luck there. I think I also heard that you're applying for Team USA, so good luck for that. Something I found playing guard at a WC team event, people were able to run infantry far enough forward that I couldn't get a line on them with the tanks. Like they could stage outside my ruins. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah. Yeah, I know there's a bunch of people as well, even at the World Championships of Warhammer playing with all kinds of like small proxies. So as long as it's like identifiable, and the biggest rule of thumb is one, it needs to like be about the same size as what the thing is that you're trying to proxy. But the other like major thing that you need to do is everyone is like trying to still make money with it, so you can't go out and be like, hey, look at my super cool 3D printed stuff, you should buy 3D print stuff from me, because they're still trying to sell like Games Workshop products at the same time. If it's specifically run by GW, they could pull models. They can. I've never seen it happen unless you're kind of being a dick about it. Anyway. Yeah. I also put my application into Team USA. I don't know if you've heard anything back from it. Maybe I should check my spam folder, but regardless, I haven't heard anything back. I know we have a lot of time, so we'll see how it goes. But anyway, Locust area denial. Okay, that's. So it sounded like things was working. So we had this whole thing coming out over here with the Capricus and the Jaegers. I think the Jaegers like took some pot shots over here because it looks like you can see like there's a wound marker. But yeah, there's not a lot of early power. This is very much an early staging. One of the big things also about this board, because it's playing on GW charge rules, so they don't have the WC charge rules, is if you like stand here and like 1 inch all of the walls, so like there's Jaegers behind this wall here, it's pretty much impossible to actually go for a charge unless you are going to be like flying over them. So like if there's JPIs, are there? It looks like there's infiltrators here underneath the wall, but like if the jump back intercessors here wanted to charge over here, they basically need to not only get here, they need to hop over the wall to be on the other side, which is a very big ask. It is very hard to attack that. So one of the big things that you'll oftentimes find is you'll have a lot of things will stage like right here. You want to be able to like rapid ingress in this spot so that you can just go like around the wall and it's relatively short. The problem is here, and I'll go back over here, is there's this massive line down here, and if you like rapid ingress here and there's a tank on the other side and it just shoots you, it's not a useful rapid ingress. So that's how a lot of this game comes from. So I'm a little bit surprised that where are the land forts? So there's one here, there's one behind here. So here and here. Neither of these, there's like neither player is really putting a whole lot of control down like this main shooting line. Oh, they fixed it, yay! Because like this Hecaton can, there's a Gladiator Lancer. They're both back here, so like this one is fighting for this firing line. This one is fighting for like this firing line, but I don't know what people have in reserve in this game. So rapid ingresses into like these pockets here and here are actually very real right now. And I think both players might be underestimating that. So we'll see if that ends up meaning anything. Play Hammer mostly because everyone in my area only plays WTC. Makes sense. Is Nemo running his UNSC Halo guys at WCW? I don't believe he's been playing his Halo models for a while because a lot of them were very damaged and broke a while back. Team captain did just get married, so I expect it's still going to be a second. Makes sense. One of my teammates works at Warhammer World, and he plays with his fully converted Death Guard army that has printed parts. Honestly, I've never seen anyone care about that sort of stuff. Yeah, I've actually seen a couple of like local game stores being more strict about it than most, or like Games Workshop stores. It really just depends on like how strict the person who's running the store is. Most people don't care very much. Imagine you won't hear anything back until after WCW. I imagine next week or so they'll send interview invites. Yeah. Both positions are super defensive right now. Agreed. What detachment is this? It is LAG, Liberator Assault Group. So we will see what happens. One of the things that's interesting to me is it looks like this is the one with Thunderkin in it, and this is the one with Steeljacks in it. I kind of would expected that to be the other way around, but like this is 6 inches across, and so you'll have, I think they move 5, so you have like an extra 2 inches over here if you just want to disembark Thunderkin.
Because these are two different lists, different approaches to the list building.
Thanks, Paul. I don't know if you guys caught that. These are different lists. It's like, yes, yes they are.
Between the Pioneers, between the Jaegers, they just kind of can score all the points.
The only time I've seen anyone complain is when every model in Blood Angel's army had wings and was painted bronze. Yeah, okay. One of the funny things that I always talk about is being able to tell your opponent's models apart. And one of the things that like was really eye-opening for me is it's Need Guard for you, Floof. One of the things that I thought was really funny was when one of my opponents said, "I can't tell the difference between your guard infantry," and to me it was very obvious because it was like, oh, the Kazakh are on 28 mils, the Canadian shock troops are on 26 mils or 25 mils, and they're different. But other people just like, if you don't play an army, it's really hard to tell things apart. Like, it is really hard to tell things apart. And so you have to do what you can to help your opponent figure out like what is what. And I cannot tell the difference between jump pack intercessors and death company. And sometimes sanguinary guard are hard. Sanguinary guard are on like bigger bases, so that's usually. And most people don't use like proxies for sanguinary guard; they just use sanguinary guard. But like death company, I can usually only tell they're death company because most people paint them black. You know, that's really about it. The same issue with GSC. People just glaze over when you start saying the names. Like, yeah, dude, I don't know. Like what's a good example of this? A guard example is like people will call the exterminator, the one with the autocannon, the executioner all the time. And so I've never thought it was super useful to say what the name of the tank is so much as like what the tank does. Like this tank has a bunch of really big plasma guns, or like this tank has twin linked autocannons, and it strips your it makes me do extra AP. Even when I'm using GSC is like, it's just tough to tell. Like, I get it. Luckily, there's a bunch of armies. Like, if you're not playing an Imperium army, most people don't know what the heck guns look like. Like, I still couldn't tell you the difference between a Haywire gun and a, what do you call it, and a Dark Lance. Oh, what's another good example? So I'm building up an Eldar army right now, and I got some Guardians. Is that what they're called? Storm Guardians? I think those are the same. Right? Okay. I'm gonna full screen me again for a sec. Which one of these is the Meltagun? One of them's a flamer. One of them's a fusion gun or whatever. I don't know which one it is. I have to look it up again. Like, how is my opponent supposed to know if me as the player, like, I don't know. I think this one is the Meltagun, and I think that's it because the like, I'm looking at unbuilt fire dragons right now, and the unbuilt fire dragons have like, on this like little canister on the bottom, it has like lines that are going like in the same direction as the barrel of the gun, and this flamer that I think is a flamer, like, it has like studs pointing towards the ground instead of the lines pointing towards the barrel of the gun. But like, I don't know. I don't know which one is which. This stuff's impossible. Melt on the left. I believe the closed tip is Melta. They're both closed tips. Open tip. What does that mean?
Yeah, we do have, as you guys can see down here, we definitely have Thunderkid on the table in this overhang.
Lancers going into that.
Is it open tip? Are you talking about like the vents?
Yep.
Whatever. I'll figure it out later, like when I'm painting them. Yeah, plasma executioners. People will get that. One tip flares at the end. That's the flamer. Okay. Alright. Sick. I think I was right then. Tip to tip. Soul counter for Guardians. I hope not. They're official. I built them out of a Games Workshop box. Alright, let's check back in with the game. What's going on? So I remember last I was looking at this, they set up the Gladiator Lancer here to shoot at the carrier, and then the Assault Intercessors, or JPIs? Are they JPIs? They look like JPIs. So Gladiator Lancer trying to kill this, and then this is trying to go afterwards. Ooh, are they gonna cleanse? Maybe this shot first. The big problem here is that the cleanse, you're only gonna get small cleanse. Looks like Sanguinary Guard are gonna stand down here and cleanse. And then
Yeah, so
So this is Battle Shock, so you can still cleanse on this objective, but it looks like you're probably just gonna have to charge, because otherwise your unit dies for free. Oh, it looks like, okay, so you're shooting pistols, I think.
Yeah, missiles, D3.
Oh, missiles. So he's shooting this.
So it's toughness 5 across the board on Votan.
Flamer is oval tip. Melt is like Imperial rounded. I believe you. I mean, it doesn't really matter right now, because like they're not painted. Like I'm slowly getting close. My rule for myself for this Eldar army is I'm trying to spend basically like no actual money on this. So it has been entirely a mix of store credit from winning like RTTs and stuff, birthday gift money, which isn't real money, and then gifts people have given me. So I've got a lot of striking scorpions. I think I've got like 30 striking scorpions. I've got 5 painted, or sorry, 10 painted warp spiders. I have another box of 5 warp spiders. I have 2 boxes of fire dragons that I'm gonna try and build a little bit today. I have 1 unit of swooping hawks. I've got like 9 wind riders, 10 storm guardians, or 10 guardians of some kind. 5 dire avengers, 2 warwalkers, and 5 rangers, and a support weapon. Wish I could win that much, dude. You just gotta go to a lot of events. If you're good enough to get yourself a golden ticket, you're good enough to win RTTs and get store credit that way.
It's big. I mean, he did lose those units, but he's about to lose those other units. Correct. Up there as well.
It should cost him at a minimum.
Oh, all right. So everything here died.
And the storm speed hammer strike. I'm interested to know if there is an angle.
Was it? I think.
To move just onto
I'm trying to figure out what exactly did the killing. Did he throw a grenade? Is that what happened?
Because you should always shoot the Lancer over the hammer strike.
If I do Eldar, it will be majority 3D printed. I don't blame you, man. This army is really expensive.
I believe there's a line there. I would do that. The only issue is the range. Votan operates best between the.
Thank you, Ragmuck. I got a buddy messaging me in Discord about the about which weapons the dudes have. The bigger point, right? Like even if I will eventually figure it out, my opponent will not. My opponent won't be able to know most of them, but like most people know what a heavy bolter looks like at this point. Most people know what a multi-melta and a plasma and a imperial flamer look like. So you don't have quite as much leeway with that. Compared to all my characters, 50 USD for a character is insane. I agree. I do not plan on yeah, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I kind of want to 3D print the characters just because they're just really expensive. Also, there are some really cool things on like My Mini Factory. Yeah.
Basically, your opponent gets to say, "Come get this."
Display of Might, tempting target. So I mean, this is gonna be the tempting target for sure. Display of Might looks like. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 things in wholly within no man's land. It looks like.
Saying that we need 4 units, I believe, is what he said.
Yeah. So you need to have 5 to get those points, and then need to hold
Yeah.
the Votan labeled objective in the bottom middle of screen.
So this is the no man's land. So look at the shaded area up there at the top.
The Fuegan model is very cool. He's just like $50, and I can find another really cool Fuegan. Okay, so the tempting target is actually pretty difficult. The problem is there's like nothing here that can charge because the Thunderkin, because like this is 6, so they'll be like here, and it looks like about the same. So like 6, 12. It's like 15 inches. It's like a 7-inch charge, but the Thunderkin are also just like not going to do any of the choppy. That's just not what they do. Grim Prince, Tiger 2 Prince for my Rogel Thorns. Hell yeah. Deployment in the top. Yeah, so it's definitely 1, 2, 3 for sure. And then there's like this one is a maybe. I think they said yes, but I don't remember what they actually did. Oh my gosh.
That land fortress has to hit, has to connect.
It's too.
So one of the big things, as I'm sure you guys noticed, is that these are supposed to be. Oops. Let's do. These are supposed to be just use, right? But Games Workshop doesn't really have that terrain. One of the things that I always have a conversation with my opponents with is about this like terrain thing. I will always say the assumption is that the things are pushed up to the very edge of the terrain piece. If they're at, because like this like sticks out a little bit, you know, like this, there will be a spot to stand right around here. But the assumption is that it's pushed all the way up. I don't know where they are playing this wall to. Partly because it's supposed to be centered here, so it's supposed to be like 2 inches or whatever here. But I don't know like how big this wall is supposed to be and how they're playing with it. Because that changes a lot about where like do these Thunderkin need to get like this line or do they need to get like this line? I just don't know. It's a very big difference.
This unit is absolutely terrifying.
Wildest thing about GW terrain, I always thought, is that you seem to have no idea what you're going to get. Yeah, so one of the things that happens at Games Workshop events, it's not some... Or I guess, like, yeah, with terrain. So I remember I saw some photos where, like, you have these little L's, but someone, I don't remember where this was, but some of the tables just have, like, a, like, pile of rubble here. And I was having a conversation with somebody about like a Baneblades with having, you know, you have your giant Baneblade, and some Baneblades they have your turret like this, and then some Baneblades you have your turret like this, right? And the difference on whether or not it matters on like Games Workshop terrain is like sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, because if you have like a wall, and then you have your Baneblade, right? If it's got its turret like this, you won't be able to see over the wall. But if your turret is like, yeah, and you can see over the wall, suddenly it gives you access to all kinds of new lines of sight. And it is interesting trying to figure out what it is beforehand, because one of the places I play pretty regularly now, these pieces here are actually tall enough, like they are actually just like 2 inches tall, meaning that you can actually hide a lot of infantry on these footprints here, which is something that I've just always assumed that they were visible on those pretty much all the time. So it was a bit of a surprise when that happened to me the first time.
I think you're on point there.
Yeah, things are very good at doing that. I wouldn't bring them just because of that, but it is really interesting. And you can also, the funny thing, right, so if like this is the front of the tank, and you just take your Vanquisher and you take the barrel and point it backwards, like, it is so long. This is like, I think it's like 7 or 8 inches long if you just turn the barrel around. Oops.
Yeah, that's the best possible angle for that Hecaton to sit upon.
You can stand there and be invisible if the terrain is tall enough. So specifically at this event, no. But the place that I play at pretty frequently, like it's just like this entire wall, and it's actually like 2 inches tall, and it's just a solid wall. So like a guardsman could pretty easily stand here because he's just less than 2 inches tall. You'd have to be pretty close in order to actually see him. And I thought that was, I don't want to say odd, but it was very unexpected because I've never had another terrain set be that you could stand on that in that way. Okay. This to me is really interesting because he's going to get the first shot. He's got a Magna Rail coming out, but he's going to be hitting probably on 5s, I think. He ignores. Does the Hecaton ignore modifiers? Land fort. Abilities. You can ignore any or all modifiers to the ballistic skill or hit roll. So even if you smoke, he's going to be shooting here, and you're going to be shooting the Magna Rail. I'm actually really curious what the firepower of that
units,
looks like.
to hold and take away the position of the
Land,
Doesn't think
fort,
of what looks like 3 Thunderkin.
ranged
Have,
weapons,
have
magna
jumped
rail.
there.
So 2 shots on
Yeah,
4,
that,
so you're probably gonna hit
huge
1.
deep strike. And here
You're
we
probably
go.
gonna
Another big
wound.
massacre, guys.
Probably gonna wound.
Marty's making planetfall.
And D6 plus 4 at AP 4.
You answered yes.
So I mean, you have the Thunderkin here. They're going to be able to shoot that. You shoot like the bolt weapons here. The grav guns are going to do a pretty good amount here. So I think this is probably going to die, but if it doesn't die, it's really problematic. Why? I guess, I mean, it affects these guys. Maybe? I don't even think they do. I think they're talking about, right.
Critical 4s on the SP conversion beamers, so they are going to do so many shots.
Yeah,
This is 4 of them shooting.
4 of them. I think this thing is dead. I think that's a wasted CP.
The power. Win on 4s. Oh, is it win on 3s?
AP2 damage 3. 6 damage down. That was just 2 of them.
Ouch.
Wait, why are we rolling like separate numbers of them? I guess some of them probably can't see.
Interesting. He split fire in a very unique way.
Gotta even up that unit count.
I guess maybe 4 of them. So like 2 of them are shooting at the Lancer, and then 4 of them are shooting at the dudes. Or maybe some of them are shooting at the speeder. And so they should be ignoring cover now.
12 wounds
12
left
wounds,
on that Lancer.
yeah. So 6 left, yeah, you're right.
We're planning on doing more experimentation with other guard detachments, by the way. I mean, kind of.
So
I enjoy playing new stuff,
same 2 here.
but it's not like
Now he's going to try and really pop off.
whether or not I take it to tournaments is another
I
question.
may have had that wrong. So forgive us, guys. There is a language barrier between us and these 2 fine gentlemen. So while we can't hear the players, they are mic'd up and they're being piped in directly to us. The interpretation of an Australian leaves a little bit of desire, but I'm doing my best.
What did you hear? What did you hear?
Because my expectation was that like these guys shoot some here. This shoots like it's small guns there, big gun here, and then this, or maybe we shoot this one first. So big guns into this and small guns there.
I believe he's already shot quite a few guns here, and he's already failed the first check pass because of the popping of smoke really hampered. And it's a unique situation that he's in because he's using some of his most valuable pieces early. The 6 Thunderkin and one of his Hecatons. He's playing the midboard with his best stuff.
But if you can take out these power pieces, he's opened up for him. Those land forces
Right.
can basically go travel anywhere they want on the table.
Correct. He's trying to pull out master resources early, is what he's trying to do. He's trying to create a board state where the Blood Edge player has to throw it.
Yep.
Or can he hold his nerve? How much like Horus do these Short Kings look like?
Well, if you commit, like Dante and the Singer.
Oh, wait, there's-
Death Company into
Oh, was it these guys shooting?
to eliminate those,
Yeah.
then you're basically having to play the game just on the objectives at that point. You're not killing as much.
Oh, we had Deadly Demise. The Lancer is down. Deadly Demise, baby.
Ooh,
Up we go.
boom.
You know what that means.
Up we go. Let's go. Ah, I am a happy.
Yeah, I think Votan is probably gonna get it from this position. I was a little bit surprised that the Lancer came out to like shoot the carrier.
The other Gladiator Lancer, the Storm Speeder Hammer Strike. It's like it's a 50-50.
Is it 2-2-2-2? Yeah, every day is 2 rounds, and they're 4 hours long.
The Assault Intercessors and almost definitely the Infiltrators on the home objective. So that's what 1, 2.
My goal is I'm gonna try and stream
That is.
and like do watch party for the rest of the rounds. So there's today, and then there's a bunch. Pawn, is Gustavo only guard hope? No, I don't even think he's our best hope. I mean, he's definitely very good. But my expectation is that Wesley is our best hope for winning, and then Gustavo is probably our second.
hit exclamation point
Um,
Codex over on Twitch.
Unfortunately, Nick Jagiello, David Purcell, and John Winter Russell, which I think were our other heavy hitters, all lost in their first round. John lost to, Folger Piles, which is like, darn, right? Like, it's a round one, and then Nick lost to Jean-Loup Guenin, and then David Purcell lost to Phil Cass. Oh my god, David Purcell and John Winter Russell are playing in round 2.
He's up at me by 2. I went for the 12.
Expecting a big weekend.
Well, that's more than 2. That's more than 2 in a couple of games.
Oh my
Become
gosh.
fire on the Storm Speeder. And as we can see, remember I talked about the long lane?
Yep.
Look at the long lane in action, brother. Long lane is on.
We're getting updates. Okay. So John Winter Russell versus
Yeah, very daring.
I love it though.
here, because this is just as important. So this is looks like deployment between John Winter Russell and David Purcell. David Purcell is of course this side with all of the tanks, and then John Winter Russell is over here. It is layout 8, which is probably better for John than it is for David. But like this big Cadian unit is hard to deal with, and David going first does mean he has to push, but like it's layout 8, so it's like not that hard to just hide on things. So we'll if I get more updates in this on the chat, I will update you guys. These are two very strong guard players, and one of them is going to be starting the event 0-2.
The Storm Speeder Hammer Strike did just get removed, guys. If you missed it, this
All
will
right.
be heavy bolter equivalents going into the jump back intercessors.
So this died. I'm assuming
1-2 damage.
this shot. Can I make this a little bit
Yeah.
like that? There we go. There we go.
Bruno calculated the
Okay.
loss of the
All right.
last
I'm back,
series
everyone.
equations when he was laying
Guard
down.
mirror match rough.
They needed to be a little more cautious, just
Yeah,
half
2 hours of 4 rounds. I really like that
from
style, because it's pretty common for teams events that you just play 4 rounds so that you have the extra time for the pairings, and then you have the extra time to like make decisions and then let people like give updates on their games and make new changes.
to be able to get those firing solutions.
Yes. So only one killed of the jump back intercessors in the middle. So this is going to be the six-shot autocannon coming
TOS
in now.
BCP keeping the common infantryman down. Yeah.
Great hit roll, but he does reroll 1s, hitting on 4s, so still 4 hits.
Twin linked
Twin
here.
linked here.
Okay.
4 wounds.
All right. How many of these dudes die? Because you do have this charge available if you want it. It's not the favorite charge, but
4 up safe
Four
to come.
save here.
2 down.
downside is that I've heard you can't use the clock until the last hour, which is wild. So
I mean, this is 2 hecatons, right? With all
yeah.
the both the main
Yeah,
units went down to I don't believe
they
the
basically do like the weird.
but all their heavy bolter equivalents, they're just so good at just
What do you call it?
These 5-man marine equivalents.
This is is like
Yeah.
you have a
They have like benchmarks or whatever, and then they'll like come around and be like, "Hey, are people like on time? Are people like running out of time for stuff? Okay, we're gonna clock you now." But you can still start a clock. The judges just won't enforce it. So I know like John Winter Russell says that he always just like starts a clock so that like when the judges come over, he can be like, "Look, I was not the problem here."
Yeah, it is important.
Or like sometimes like I was the problem here, and you can have that conversation because you have like a record of what was going on. But the judges will not enforce your clock.
One of the benefits of some models being removed is it opens up your places where you can potentially land.
Correct. Looks like the end of the turn is.
Oh, is he not charging?
End of top of 2. for the
I
standard.
always look for this charge. I just double check to make sure there's not like a easy heroic going on over here, but I always go for this charge. What's the mission for this round? This is linchpin on tipping point. You can see it. I guess my face is in the way.
Come on.
Exactly right. I need no further assistance, sir.
But
So one of the
I charge those Thunder Cannon because this is just giving your opponent who is going first a 13.
so a
Yeah.
lot of
Like,
insurance,
You spend that CP every single time for the 5 points.
all those attacks, all those special weapons.
This shows some insider knowledge of the tempo of the game here. The use and essential throwaway of course, as soon as I try to highlight it, the player gets in the way. It's so typical. But a unit of 3 Thunderkin that essentially were thrown out there for no significant advantage have been used in order to block Lamati's landing zone.
Yeah. So Adam Camilleri is talking about like the rapid ingress and stuff, right? Taking this or like taking up this space so the rapid ingress isn't real
Bring it down.
is a good
Good turn to bring it down.
good understanding. It is a
One of these hackathons
or bring it
has to
down.
go, but like I said, a hammer strike, a lancer, and a unit of sanguinary guard might be enough.
BID. I don't know what the other one was. I didn't hear it.
The level 7 hype train happening. So in addition to that codex code, let's give away a few more things as well. How about 2 Dark Tide codes? And then
Dark Tide.
Rust
I haven't played that in a long time.
Just
I've been kind of waiting for new content
absolutely awesome.
for Dark Tide.
We'll keep you all posted on that. The exclamation point codex is how you can enter that as well over on Twitch.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your incredible support, guys.
Really appreciate that.
So you would know this better than I, Paul.
Yep.
1 Storm Speeder Hammer Strike, 1 Gladiator Lancer, and 3 Sanguinary Guard.
Yeah.
Can that kill a hackathon? That
Oh, he's just rolling it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah?
Like, well, I mean, you have to get the charge right. There's so lots of ifs and thens or whatever.
I guess you only had one CP because you spent one on smoke.
And that
I don't know what he spent
with the lances.
It
So
does.
I think
for the first one.
+1 to wound.
I really wish that they would like show the
They also have a melta pistol in there. They can
Yes.
fire.
the longer scoreboard.
I believe they do have the keyword. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. So yeah, they come out. They grenade for 3.
From what I've heard, there's a decent amount of new content. Oh yeah, there's the new Arbides guy.
You do 3 with the grenade.
I
Bring it down
don't know
about
that you
5
need
left,
it,
and then
though.
the Sangard have a good chance.
I don't know that you need the grenades.
Sorry?
But I don't know that you need the grenades right now.
Yep, fair.
But if you're playing from a position where you feel like you're down
I
and
think
you have
do.
command
Yeah,
point,
correct.
fire them off.
Yeah, you do. You
Yeah.
throw 'em in there. You don't take the
So one of
chance.
the big things that we do need to see, I think the things that Blood Angels needs to be looking to do is this unit needs to be taken out.
They do have the grenades. Yeah,
That
they
might
actually
be the Sanguinary Guard. It's going to be one of these 2 Sanguinary Guard units has to come out. And then if it's not this one that goes to kill the Thunderkin, they're probably going to go out there. What is this? What is happening here? Oh, so guys coming out from behind the wall. Alright, I understand. Did you play with the DLCs in Rogue Trader? And who was your favorite companion overall? I did not play with any of the DLC. Who is my favorite? So the gameplay favorites was probably Earliet, the Eldar. Just because it is very fun just seeing like 800 damage. You know, you just stack a bunch of like single target or like single attack buffs, and then you just get a crit and you just go dead, dead, dead. I definitely one-shot a couple mini-bosses with her shooting. Argenta was just really, really strong as well. I was consistently putting out like 30 heavy or 30 bolter shots in the first turn, or the first battle round, which was good. Who's my favorite like actual companion? I don't know. They were all okay. Abelard was cool. I liked Heinrichs. Heinrichs might have been my favorite.
Also body block it. So, and what I mean by that, because this hackathon is so wide, it's a large model. You want to do something like that.
I feel like
In this position like that. So we can't
if you guys play like RPGs like in person a lot, like actual D&D, one of the big things I always feel is that like a lot of characters are kind of
it has to move backwards. Of course, you're never going to risk.
what do you call it?
You've contained it though. At that
Yeah,
point.
correct.
You've made it to where you
Caricatures of themselves. That's kind of how I felt about it.
Well, the thing is,
I did see somebody put a meme that I thought was hilarious, where it's just like Abelard cut off this man's balls. It's just Abelard just like charging on all fours. Abelard was pretty cool. Yeah. They made Rogue Traders, made a lot of other CRPGs. Big fan of the Pathfinder ones. So here's what I'll say about Rogue Trader. I enjoyed it, but I think I mostly enjoyed it just for like the actual like lore and fan service kind of stuff. Tropey, yeah, they were very tropey in a lot of ways. The game was fun, but I also put like, I'll double check. I think it's like 70 hours, and you guys can see with me. And that's the kind of thing that I would do for like RimWorld and other stuff.
he's actually decided he's going to hold back.
Rogue Trader, 67.5 hours. I did that in like a week, partly because I'm unemployed, so I have the time to do that. I don't know if I'm gonna do that again.
This is fascinating. This is a
It was fun to do one of.
notice. Of course,
It was a lot of fun to do once.
it is only 28 to 29, so
But yeah, I've heard Alcat is good. I've heard
deficit.
Baldur's Gate is really good
But
and is a similar style of thing.
up for doing this.
I actually have
Bruno just
not
said
played any
the
smut
front
games.
part, get into the shooting phase. That shows
I thought it was really funny because one of my buddies, he apparently goes and buys like the $1 porn games so that he can 100% them and get like all the achievements in them. And I was like, you know,
Petit is muted
shout out to
right
you.
now. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at we have the player cams. We will see the Frenchman using his.
I
He's
don't,
taking a chance, a moment here to have a look.
I don't mind this
at the table.
pause to look at things. I also
See the-
don't mind
Divinity 2. I think I actually touched Divinity 2 a long time ago. I don't remember much about it.
Yeah, he's just sizing up. Like, what if I do rapid ingress? What
One of the ones that my friend has been a big proponent of is called Tyranny, I think it's called.
Yeah, I love the expression. No,
Yep, not
he's
this
not
time.
doing it. Not this
Gonna
time.
wait.
I mean, one of the games that he bought was like,
Gonna wait.
it was like ass slapper or whatever. It's like cookie clicker, but you gotta slap that ass.
We hit that level treble hype level 10 hype train,
Display
guys.
is in the pool.
As is the
Former League of Legends player. What is that? What does that
With a
mean?
helmet of your choice. Is
That
it,
is
is it
Oh,
Series
ones into
series
ones.
or
I don't know
Series
what.
2? Any, so in
We're doing
now,
some kind of
we've
shooting.
actually been giving away like Series 1 and Series 2 Weta helmets. In this particular case, Weta is letting us know you can have any one of the available
Whatever.
helmets.
Whichever you so please.
World Eaters, Blood Angels, Space Wolves, Striking Scorpions.
I don't know what
Wolves,
kind of
Guardians,
save we're
Dark
trying to
Angels.
make here.
Correct.
There's some kind of shooting going on though, but there's like not a lot of shooting
Level 12,
to
two
do.
more codex codes go into the bull. And then if we
It's
can use
probably
our Joy Toy Leviathan bike.
Wow.
it's probably this stuff,
Spectacular.
but I think that was a charge. Rolls a 7.
Yeah, I read that wrong. We've seen we're into the charge.
My
Jump
worry
back into
is
session,
that
connected. So fascinating.
this
Play to shut
doesn't
down
kill
the
this, and this is a really long charge. So I feel like Votan still has a lot of control over the
Yeah, it's
board
like, yeah, cool,
after
you're
this.
so willing to throw your best units into the middle. I'm gonna let you do it a bit longer.
Degenerate, yeah, that's totally
The
fair.
Thunder can only move 5 inches. Yeah, the Thunder can only move 5 inches. So they're not seeing anything next turn. They have no target. There is nothing that they can see.
Too right to
With a
get around,
5-inch
get
move.
around the corner of
Yeah.
that building.
So
Yep.
he can just leave it there. It's neutralized.
Okay, looks like
Two
2.
mortal wounds off the impacts from the jump back
Okay.
intercessors, and they should pick up this unit of 3 Thunderkin. Now, what I would like to see is him not try and go onto the objective with the consolidation move. I want to see him stay exactly where he is.
7?
I wanna
Okay,
see him
JPI's
stay
come
right
out.
there and make it his opponent's problem. You might just get him to use the steel jack.
I don't think they're gonna kill the Thunderkin though.
Overwatch, that's why he's over there across that building.
That's a fair call,
Yeah,
mate.
But
he is coming out.
Does Needguard have a fallback and do things strat?
I thought he was already attacking, but he wasn't. He was
Hammer
doing the,
Wrath.
doing the hammer,
Yep,
the impact
yeah.
hits. Yeah.
Impact hits. So the jump back intercessors, they are able to.
Needguard.
They propel themselves into combat.
Leagues of Votan, Codex,
Along the way,
Needguard,
and that happens at the charge.
Woodhard, and Honor. Ordered Retreat. Yes, yes they do.
Will he charge
Fallback,
his
shoot, and
Needguard
charge.
into the Hecaton?
You roll it and see what happens.
I'm not sure it's worth anything. Because it's just a CP you make him spend, sure, but then
It
you give him
feels
the
worth
Sengar.
it. It feels worth it.
It might be, honestly.
I don't think you charge this. Or I don't think you charge into the land fort.
From the awesome data sheet ability into that unit of Thunderkin. And
Thunderkin have 2
I love it.
wounds?
That's
I
not
could have
bad.
sworn they had
That's
3.
a
Maybe that
pretty
changed in the
solid
Codex?
roll. Amazing.
Thunderkin. 2 wounds. I swear they used to have 3, but maybe I'm crazy.
I think that's correct. In
Yeah.
my opinion, that is
Yeah.
correct. Because what do? They go in there, maybe they do 6 damage, right? Like, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less.
But you
Yeah,
look
the
at
fact
there,
that the Blood Angels
the
did get a
unit gets
13
shot
on
from
primary is a
the
really
secondary
big
guard.
deal.
Well, it's the only thing that would
Because
really offer
there
you
was,
is
like,
Hecaton going deep into your
2
side.
dudes
Tough to
that
play.
were like
I'm thinking,
here.
you know,
It looked like
again,
they passed the
now
battle shock,
obviously,
and I
look, this
think
is
they
what I'm
ran
saying.
back
This is a
behind
champion
this
you're
wall
playing for,
afterwards, or maybe they got
World
Overwatch to death.
Championships of Warhammer, not questioning the pilot at all.
Yeah.
And then like the Sanguinary Guard made a little bit of
Not the
room.
slightest.
But he's given up a lot of space. He doesn't really have great tools. We'll see if there's like a possible rapid ingress like over here or like maybe behind this wall in order to like
Premium shots.
attack his opponent's natural. If he does that, he'll be in a really good
How many
position.
Thunderkin go down here? It's probably not as many as you think. They are good toughness, decent save, multi-wound.
Yeah, okay, they were 3 wins before.
That's pretty good, though. That's just the chainswords.
All right. I don't know about you guys, but I always just ask my opponent whenever they're rolling a bunch of dice, like, can I just roll your dice for my saves? I don't want to count them out.
So many dice.
So many dice. Well, you know this.
Yes, love it.
Like, if they hand me like 3 saves, I'll roll my dice. But if they're gonna hand me like
Pretty good.
20 saves, I'm like,
What a cool
nah,
concept
dude,
to
let me
say
just
about
roll
Berserker Warbear
roll
has
your
a
dice.
similar ability.
It's not worth it.
Well, Jesus.
Where do you think
How
they
did
learned
that
it?
happen? How did that
They've been
become
they've been
normal?
watching the Blood Angels.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh my gosh.
So is that all by one? So 2 down.
2.
No, he had a pretty good power.
think he stuck the
Pretty good save
saves.
roll. Yeah, he did. He took
Oh,
5
nice.
wounds there. He's doing the power fist second when there was no unwounded models.
Oaths?
Oath of Moment, of course,
Oaths.
as you can denote by the token there. So that's this token is his Oath of Moment.
What is that token?
Reference, everybody.
Can't tell what it is.
That's not the best.
No. Is it possible for him to get the squad now?
And they're
Stuck
chilling.
Stuck the saves.
Dang.
So look, that was still a great call.
It
You
is.
roll in there,
It
do
is.
some mortal wounds, do a bunch of attacks.
Yeah.
Then the dice just are going to work out the way the dice work.
He's going to do what they do. And here's the consolidation move. Will he go into this on the middle objective? I don't believe he can because I think he had to base with that
He's
top.
already based there, I think.
Yeah, I
at the
think he's
top.
already based
Yeah.
on top there.
Of course, you have to base if you can.
Okay.
Base.
Then we're gonna punch the other ones.
Hands
Those
up.
2 should
He's going to
probably
the
be
top there.
dead.
He's remembered to do the power fist first this time. Only got 2 hits.
2
2
wounds.
wounds.
4s.
AP2 in that.
One
power
dead.
fist.
2 dead. So the power fist just soloed the other squad.
Oh, both dead. Alright, yeah, and then those guys should probably just stay there and just be annoying. Because if your opponent doesn't kill them, they are a problem. Because that is...
Can't change the past.
That 5 OC, if they're still alive, is probably going to be able to
Is critical.
clean up the objective, or at least out OC them next turn.
Absolutely.
At this level of play. Focused on so many things, the lights, the moment, the intensity.
So one of the things that Adam was talking about is like these guys. So this is 6, right? And they only move 5, and they're gonna have to desperate escape. So they're gonna be like here, which I don't know if that lets them actually
Look,
shoot anything next turn. So they can only really shoot at the things that they were just in combat with.
Of incredible objective markers for them to use. These are the ones that they chose to put on the tables.
Yep.
Sus. Great shot.
So defend stronghold and bring it down.
So the interesting thing here.
Cool.
The unit of,
And
assault
Blood Ten will
interceptors
get an
with
8.
the captain here, which is right at the bottom. It's the unit furthest away from the action. It's an interesting choice there. What do you reckon the deal is? I would have thought he'd be trying to stage it up ASAP.
So I think with this style of play, sometimes you may be thinking about layers and like what do you have to replace things with, especially when there's so much power still on the other side of the table. So maybe that is the round 4 response force.
Alright. I need some of my Eldar players. Maybe Zaid. If Zaid, you're still here.
Updated right now.
I need
Yeah,
to
just
look
had
at the...
primary added to the Leagues of Votan squad. They had 37
Alright, what is
advantage
Liam
right now.
playing? Because I need to figure out if I'm supposed to put this Exarch, like the Fire Dragon Exarch, if he's supposed to have the
Maybe just having that
Lance
one
thing,
unit
the
of
Fire
5
Pike.
infiltrators
So Liam has a
that are
Fire
strong
Pike.
enough.
What about Nanavati?
Bring it down. Grab seat upgrade.
Nanavati has his Fire Dragons with a Fire Pike.
Assassination is correct.
Um,
And
Zach
behind him
Point,
line.
that's a name I recognize.
Behind him line's a little bit more difficult. Probably not an option.
He's gone with a Fire Pike.
I
Folger
don't know,
Piles.
that center clogged up. The Hecaton's not gonna be able to get past it.
Yeah, not going to be able to get past either. And none of the black units.
He's... Okay, everybody's got a Fire Pike. Alright. Fire Pike is cracked.
Like, is he seeing the future?
Yeah, because I just don't know, because like the other one is just like... It's Melta 6. I don't know what it's called.
That thing.
Yeah, it's actually quite a big model. Well, it's on the same base, right? There it is, right there. It's holding down that quadrant from anything coming.
Alright,
from
we'll just
reserve.
build a Fire Pike and
And all of a
figure it
sudden,
out
it's
later.
a genius move.
Because I do have these
But
dragons to
thinking 3
build.
steps ahead.
He is, yeah.
I mean, think about this. Like the position
Alright.
is not an accident.
No, never.
So I'm going to be working on that while I watch. Unfortunately, this is not a guard game, so I'm not like super heavily invested in the outcome.
He did also
I'm actually really curious. Okay, let me see.
option here and not move these jump back intercessors because they could have tapped a unit through the wall, but then they'd be on the other side of the wall. But if they stay on this side of the
Bruno.
wall, they're actually a problem that needs to be solved. They're
Group
actually a
8.
genuine thing that needs to be solved by the Avotem
So
player
group
defense.
8. Oh, this is still Fulcher Piles and John Winter Russell.
I mean, considering here we're talking,
Bruno is 1599, and then Petit Aurelien is French and therefore doesn't have an elo.
Those are great trading units too. They're amazing.
12-inch melter range is awesome. Fuegan and the fire pike can let you split fire a bit more aggressively. Oh yeah, because they go up to a 24-inch range with Fuegan. That makes sense.
I mean, yeah, they literally are a brick.
Oh, is the other one just strength 9?
Built for this.
And he's just throwing them in there.
They're living their best life right now.
It's awesome.
Yeah, okay. Alright, I understand. I understand.
I genuinely love to see it because this is like
It's fearless.
what you choose to play on your front board versus your backboard. I like saying like what do you choose to hold your backfield versus choose to pressure and interact with your opponent.
Alright.
It's so critical. It's such a basic thing of the game. We don't talk about it very often, but a lot of the time you can flip the script.
I am very
You can be
entertained.
like, yeah, I've got a serpent that I need to use
that-
to hold to keep flag and say.
Because I'm used to playing guard, right?
What if you just
And
arrange
guard
it?
doesn't
Just run it
has
out.
very few models that are
Ram into,
like clearly female.
repulsor execution.
But some of the elder models have boobs.
Wagon just sits at home. He still stops him
It's
from
like,
throwing
oh my
battle
gosh,
tanks
it's a woman.
You know, there's some other excellent points coming out of chat. Is like
On
the
my
opponent
battlefield,
has to figure out a way to threaten,
Malta 6 is strength 9. Pop
right
sustaining
now,
token, 2 Fuegan shots, 2
because
exarch
obviously
shots.
you're not
Yeah.
threatened or scared at all.
That makes sense.
Which, by the way, I love that play style.
So here's the thing, yeah.
Having the sustained and just
I think Petit wants
getting a bunch of extra
very
shots is like
interesting to get rid of. Sure,
neat.
his weight-
I don't know if you guys, for anyone who was playing in 9th edition, I actually really liked the way that
double dare you. And
Fate dice
he
were
got
implemented
back
then,
last turn. He's like, I can
because
do
it was
The resolve.
at the beginning of every battle round you would roll, I think it was 6 dice,
You're getting
and
turns.
all of your 1s were like an auto 6 to advance, and then like all of your 2s were like an auto 6 to save, and all of your 3s were like auto 6 to hit or something like that. Which I thought that was a
And they're gonna go to
really
the
well done.
most likely.
I did really enjoy that.
It's been like, what do I gotta do to get started? Blink. All right,
And I kind of think that just like having the freedom to just like pick whatever
up until now,
is
he has
not
absolutely
not
refused
as
to
interesting,
engage with the hackathons.
but just like having a like you just didn't know and you were forced to like use them or lose them, and sometimes you would just be like, well, I didn't need that this time. And so there's like a little bit too much freedom. I kind of wish there was more of like the weird silly restrictions that 9th edition would like put on things. It's not even the best part. Some of those banshees, there's boy banshees. I did not know that. All right, I get to choose.
Now,
I think both of these
I think
Exarch
almost
chests
we're going to see Lamarties this turn, but where?
are
So
not
the obvious place is here.
obviously gendered.
I don't like that.
I don't think either of them obviously has boobs.
With the way Bruno's been playing,
So we'll
and
pick the
which
one
is
that makes me
quite
paint more.
characteristic of Bruno. Bruno plays it relatively safe, and so I think we may be more likely to see Lamarties appear here.
All right.
Unless he can cut the line and not be seen on
Okay,
Google, would
so
not
we're
be
still
surprised if
doing
Lamarties comes 9 inches away from this hackathon.
Votan. Jaeger's hopped out, so they're going to be blocking that rapid ingress on one side. But remember the other big like rapid ingress plays that you need to be aware of is here, because a lot of the like Death Company and Jump Pack stuff has the deep strike, so they aren't required to come in here. They can come in here,
Give and take. I'm actually going to be able to have this unit next turn, or he's going to be a
and
'cause the best thing you
this
want
line.
your super units, your units of like premium elite
Oops.
infantry on both counts. You know,
Well,
with the
oh, I do not have.
and we have the
I do not have Epic Pin Pro.
Earth Guard and the Steeljacks. You wanna get multiple
This
actions
line
out
is
of it.
fairly tight, so there is
Most
going to
powerful
be
units
space
activate
here
four
to
units.
deep
So
strike.
it's kind of in the win-win.
This being the 9 is probably like the biggest limiting factor.
Listening to the players momentarily,
So I would not be surprised because he's got that big unit of Death Company. I would not be surprised if that's where they came in, like right now.
We're going to look at our face cam for a minute. Watch Bruno's consternation. Lining things up.
I do appreciate that he's got a shirt that is the
He is.
Blood Angels.
Oh, so just letting you guys know, the competition has ended. Thank you so much to everybody who contributed. And I got the hype train up enough to stock the coffers for the prize pool. The draw will be occurring soon. And you'll be notified.
A draw is
Has-
happening.
we did declare
Sounds
that
like
there's
that's
no
on
rapid
Twitch.
ingress. The question is where? There's nowhere in the backfield that's open. because
Building
it's
Rough
all
Riders, and I
looking
think
at
8
it.
of mine have female heads. Hell yeah.
Top right. which lovingly is updated by Luke,
I
our table boss.
I think I have one obviously female model in my army, and it's Ursa Creed,
But we really appreciate
and
what he
or
does
for
for
my
us.
guard army, and it's not because I didn't
Bruno's still using it over.
want to like have male or females. It's mostly that I just wanted to give them all helmets, and that way I don't have to paint skin. I wanted to paint as little skin as possible because skin is so much harder to paint. Because unfortunately, skin interacts with light in ways that is
Paul,
tough
Bruno has declared
in order to make it look
ingress. He's just not sure
authentic.
where.
So
And I understand
not a lot of choices because of the footprint of the unit, right?
that the hobby
I was
part
gonna say
of this
I was saying
game
there's two choices, and Bruno's just
is
said
something that I
something
sometimes
else.
do because it's fun, but mostly do because I have to.
I believe those are the two positions that I would think. Which one?
Uh-oh.
brother?
The
So
Muppet
he's
is
committed to
yelling.
getting rid of that first hecaton up here in the front.
The one
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
bottom,
yeah,
right?
this
That's
one right here.
correct.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the one without the steel jacks in it. So the issue is, yeah, you go for this one, and you get rapid ingressed by and heroic, possibly by the Hearthkin.
Okay.
Then you still have
So he's
the
trying to
steel
block
jacks, so
off
you
as
have
much
to
of
connect.
this as he
One
can.
below,
So it's
you can
like
engineer some screens
and
by the
then
use of
4.
so there's not enough support for the middle play, is my opinion.
I don't know if they heard me a second
I don't
ago.
know if going
Right
here is actually all that useful,
Doesn't look like he's going for it. So my issue with this,
but it doesn't look like there
if he
would
does try and
be.
dive the hecaton, he's going in virtually unsupported. Whereas he goes
It's not
forward
very
and at least
straight.
has the support of theoretically.
Yeah, so there shouldn't be enough space to really put things here, but I think you could actually I think you could actually consider just like taking your Death Company and just going here, except that these like Jaegers are gonna shoot them and be like, cool, like you maybe kill one. I think your samurai-inspired army are very cool. I love historical inspiration. Thank you. Yeah. One of the big things I have is
in a rapid ingress, you're probably going to have part of your unit hanging out.
I don't want to get him out, but my Lord Solar is just like a samurai, just like on a horse, rear and back. That's one of my favorite models that I've done, but it's starting to show. I think I've become a better painter since I did him originally. So there's a part of me that like wants to. I don't know if strip it is the right way to do it because I've never stripped any paint actually, but I've heard that stripping like 3D prints is like a little sketchy. And one of the big things about my Eldar armies, I'm doing a lot of them in like box art colors, are very, very heavily informed and or inspired by box arts, because I unfortunately don't know enough about Eldar lore to really feel confident in my ability to make stuff up for it. Alright, so we got the Death Company rapid ingress.
Lots and lots of choices, whereas this might limit some of his offensive power if he was able to pick up some.
Yeah. I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure this is where I would have gone for it. I think I would have looked at being here instead, you know, except that we're going to get boltered by like a thing, and then you're, I think you end up being a little bit closer here, because like this is going to die, and I don't know how consistently this actually kills this, but we will find out what he chooses to do. Can't leave them in there longer, they go floppy. Not the floppy 3D prints.
They're having a good laugh, the two players. Love to see it. So 6 shots with sustained hits coming in next. We're rolling 1s, hitting on 4s.
Yeah, I fairly recently started using cement again, so like the Tamiya extra thin, because for a long time I was just using super glue, but I've also seen what can happen if like super glue stuff breaks because it just like shatters. Whereas the this stuff is relatively durable.
They are rolling good. They are fire right now. That unit of 5 jump back intercessors has taken more than 1 hecaton to remove.
Ooh. I mean, that's one of the big things. That's one of the big things about Votan that my buddies were in our testing for Challengers Cup that we kind of settled on. Probably not Votan, is they just have a really big AP problem.
the Emperor's Children's eyes cracked, and all 5 were picked up.
And if they
One
don't,
It was,
or
yeah,
if
you know, those, I mean, don't get me wrong,
against like power armor or whatever,
Four-ups,
other than like a
fine,
couple of weapons like the Magna Rail,
I mean, not a great
you're
roll.
just your opponent just has like 4-up saves. And if you're ever shooting at like things with like 2-up saves, they're still typically taking 3-ups. Oh, the jump intercessors are gone. Alright, well that also happens sometimes. Do you have lore for your guard army? I'm doing a European Knight Feudal World Guard army, written 2 A4s of lore to establish why a bunch of Feudal World peasants and nobles are armed with las guns. Yeah, I have a little bit of lore for my stuff. I don't have it written down anywhere really, but my the basic lore for my guard army is that they come from a world where it's dominated by a bunch of noble houses, okay? And whenever the tithe comes and they have to like supply a new regiment, it's done by a competition amongst the noble houses as to who is going to have the honor of sending their personal army out to fight for the Imperium. But the big catch is all of the actually important noble houses know that this is stupid. If you send off your personal army out into space to fight, it's no longer on the planet. And so and so they basically like bow out of the competition early. But all of the minor noble houses, it's a way for them to win prestige by winning that and sending their army out. And like their forces aren't large enough to necessarily make that big of a difference. That's not why they're important. And so my army is one of those minor noble houses who has gone out and is trying to win glory on the battlefield in order to improve the standing of their house on the planet. Alright. So, Blood Angels already being ahead going into bottom of 3, because partly because they got that 13 earlier, because we had like the 2 guys standing here that he managed to roll a success for, is looking really good for them, but they are starting to run out of they're a little bit low on like trash, so they're gonna have a go turn here really soon. And my big worry is like this is probably going to get a charge off fairly consistently, but it might take an Overwatch, and then this can charge like whatever, and then you have like your combi lieutenant just kind of hide over here. So this can charge into like the Thunderkin, maybe even charge your opponent's home depending on what the Votan player gave. But this Sanguinary Guard, like, it can impact here, and then you're going to have whatever's over here, like the Assault Intercessors. I think they're actually just too far back. So I am a little bit worried that he's losing too much board space right now. But I think the fact that he's up on score means that he is not as worried as everything else. Yeah. Mine just Acadian 504s. Hell yeah, man. See, I don't really have lore for my Eldar. I actually have little bits of lore for like all of the different regiments. One of my favorite ones is is my Scions, because all of the different Scions, you have like the Capic Eagles, right? Capic, which is like a Greek letter Kappa, and then Eagles, and they're all stuff like that. I decided to call mine the Corimboid Wyverns. And the reason why I chose to do it is I was just looking for like a pseudo Greek Latin name, but as I was painting them, they have like blue fatigues and like Screamer pink, but it's like a maroon looking like flak armor. And Corimboid is a species of blueberry. Corimbus is a species of blueberry, and so that's what I chose for them, because like as I was painting them, I like made myself a smoothie with blueberries in it, and because blueberries are such a powerful color of that, like, you know, it's a really nice purple, I was like, that's the same color as my Scions, so they're the Corimboid Wyverns, because they look like blueberries. It's like blue color very much, and so all of my army is blue. Blue is a good color. Gustavo won. The siege guy, I think the siege guy was Chris Johnson. Let me see if I'm making stuff up. Chris Johnson was the siege guy. He lost round 1. So we have Wesley St. Hines got a win. Gustavo De Sousa got a win. Fabiano Mariani from Italy got a win. And then Christopher Coe from Malaysia got a win. So we only have 4 undefeated guard players out of the 12 that went. Yeah.
Do exactly the number of wounds that he needs.
We'll see. I think layout 8 is okay for guard. It's not our favorite. And then Purge of Foe can change quite a bit.
So we're going to see Rapid Ingress this turn. I'm almost guaranteed. We're going to see a Rapid Ingress that threatens a heroic intervention. So he's got 2 CP. You can definitely do this. Sorry, 3 CP.
Oh right, there's a big old unit of Hearthguard as well that are just waiting in reserve. Oh, okay, so nothing is going over here. It looks like he's going to rely on shooting, little bits of shooting. These guys come out, the 2 remaining JPIs. This is probably going to try and shoot this to death, but I don't think it's got a very high likelihood of actually succeeding at that. I kind of want to see this Hammer Strike come out over here, down along the bottom, in order to, like, give Ignores cover. Interesting.
This is pretty much every premium.
So, yeah, kind of like they're saying, this turn is probably going to decide the winner. I feel like Blood Angels just are... They're just really far back.
Is this turn 2, yeah? Or is it turn 3?
The other big thing that I'm looking at right now is there's nothing blocking out a Rapid Ingress here from the Hearthguard, and even though they're not very fast, they move 5 and then like charge onto the home. They will rip apart everything here. They can shoot a bunch of this. And there's just not shooting. There's not a lot of control over that spot.
Fine. Hecaton on the middle, other one right in your grill. It's going to threaten your home objective next turn if you do nothing about it. And then he's like, okay, fine.
I think
in we go.
Folks do underestimate the Death Company because they're not all Thunderhammers anymore. They're not all just melted pistols anymore.
Correct.
They are a bit of a nuanced collection of weapons.
Well, more balanced series of weapons, maybe.
Okay, an advanced roll.
Look, the elegance of an Eviscerator, the elegance of 2 Eviscerators.
They still got a Power Fist massage?
It is.
Oh, Adventure for the Sanguinary Guard. Looking like he's probably going for enemy home.
And then a couple of chain swords, then you get a couple of special weapons as far as like plasma pistols or...
If he can get his opponent's home and put his opponent on like a 3 for primary here, that will be a very big deal.
End up becoming greater than what you might suspect.
I wonder if this is where we see an Overwatch.
I'm actually in love with you, Bruno. You're doing some awesome stuff here. He's actually been holding his medal until enough units came out, until he pulled Petit into enough of the midboard, and now his Sangard are going to go disrupt his linchpin. Look at this. He's just jumped them all the way up here. They're going to go take the home objective and neuter the primary score for the Leagues of Votech.
I bet he's using the captain's free command point usage they can do to get over there and
correct.
Basically cause a nuisance. Got a call out in chat too. Is like, watch Dante's stuff go off. He has to be talking about the battle shock that happens.
Yes.
Which is, right there. There's several units that are going to take tests.
I don't think it matters, but it's cool.
I mean, it might not matter,
Don't tell me it doesn't matter, Adam.
Look, when Petit is sitting on 3 command points, he's going to be looking for excuses to use them. If you can shut down some of that stuff.
Here it is. Here's the rapid ingress, and he's going to choose to put the biggest spread on this, I believe. Or is he trying to go 12 inches and just stay safe and not offer the heroic intervention? Or
here they come.
Similar to dude, these guys are mirroring each other. There are so many more aggressive plays you could do with these Hearthguard.
Love it.
But instead he's playing it safe. Similar, very exactly.
Interesting.
They did with the Lamartis, because he knows he's going to have a thing to do with them next turn. Look at everything Bruno was doing.
I think I probably would have gone
to not have something really important to do next turn.
For a base trade.
So yeah, play it safe. I like.
Because it's going to be a 2 CP.
Everything is in harm's way right now.
Because you're not going to get a heroic off with them. I'm just worried this is really far back. So maybe if they come up to like here.
Look at these
But then they start getting shot by the Gladiator Lancer, and that's not great.
So
absolutely stunning.
they're measuring
So you're
right
not
now
getting
this
a...
rapid ingress, but it's also saying I'm going to stay 10 inches away. I'm going to make it to where you have to roll a 10 instead of a 9.
Yeah.
That's
you know,
fine, though. Like, the Sanguinary Guard are never going to charge those. The Sanguinary Guard are going to go fight the Memnir and the Jaegers back on the home objective.
If you fail, you get nothing.
Yeah.
There is Uthar the Destined as well. Man, this people will say what you will about the champions of the world at the game of 40k, but some of them can.
Okay, what the heck?
Paint,
Am
mate.
I
Let's scroll
just
over and see the
missing
secondary guard too. I think if we can get a
an
shot
arm?
So we're into the
they're
minimal shooting phase.
hanging out just behind the building there, but we can at least go over here and zoom in on see what's happening with Dante.
Absolutely. Up, pan.
Oh,
There we go.
Pants.
there we go.
Pants.
Beautiful shot.
There he
Really
is.
That is a
The
lot
dude.
of power coming right at the hecaton.
Well, so if you count the steel jacks, yeah, that's a unit of 6 Thunderkin, a unit of 6 steel jacks.
Oh,
That's
there
a
it is.
Hecaton. That's like 500-600 points, and there's probably a bit more than that on the Dark Angel, on the Blood Angel side.
Snap that, put it on your wall. That is beautiful.
Into the little bit of shooting
Okay.
phase.
So Gladiator Lancer.
So big gun from the Lancer. He didn't use the Storm Speeder, which is interesting. Did not even move it up.
He probably had to keep them there because of he wasn't
Yeah.
sure he was going to rapid ingress.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I think you let your
Yeah,
opponent
it's
rapid
free.
ingress back there, because then they just get shot by the
so
Lancer.
Now we'll definitely see
That's
some
okay.
out of that.
We'll see if this Hammer
Singles
Strike
left
not
now.
contributing firepower
It is all
really
gas.
ends up
It is all
mattering.
gas for the
Right.
next 2.5
Yeah.
turns.
Shoot, shoot, shoot.
So that was cute. That was really good. So, of course, there's a dice pouch with a bunch of misc dice by Petit hanging on his hip, and he has a couple of the Emperor's Children dice. And he just rolled one for a save, and Bruno's like, I think you have one of my dice. He's like, no, I don't. I got 5 of them. And he showed him. He's like, you're cool. You're just
That's
as
funny.
Cool as me.
I love the chaos that is Petit's dice
Yes,
bag is.
the dice bag, man. So one of the Thunderkin.
I have very mixed
is
feelings about,
Lancer.
like, mixed dice. They're just hard to read quickly.
The AP1 save to come
But
on the Thunderkin.
it's not usually a big enough deal for me to care.
Ironstorm Stubber.
I really like the dice that Nick Gigello, Hellheimer uses, because he has the different colors. Like every pip is a different color, so they're very readable very quickly, which is very nice for someone else to read, because you're just like, oh, what color are the twos? Oh, they're all yellow? Sick.
No, that was beautiful interaction there. Bruno just pointed out that he had a reactive move still on his Jaegers that he didn't use. So Bruno was like,
yeah.
you have a reactive move here you didn't use.
Do your thing.
And Petit's like, don't worry about it, mate. You're fine. We passed it. Beautiful sportsmanship.
Okay, so
wounds done by the Lancer
some
to
damage.
the Hecaton. We'll see if we can get our
Starting
beautiful
that process.
mate Luke.
And then shooting at the rest of the Thunderkin.
I have to know. I have to know how many it did. I apologize, everybody. We're going on a journey. We're going on a trip.
In a little rocket ship.
It's all right.
Can you make it out?
It's at
How many left?
14.
Many wounds left.
14. So I did 2.
Nice. How did it do 2?
That's under. That's well under for a Lancer.
14?
How does it do 14?
Good.
It's D6 plus 3.
Zoom in on that.
Does it go back in?
Let's go back in. He can't be done.
Yeah, that's definitely 14.
Yeah.
You see it just in the left
Yeah,
of
yeah.
screen. Damn, that Hecaton looks amazing.
It really does.
Yeah, it looks,
It looks Tau
it
colors
looks
to
like
me.
a comic book, dude.
Yeah.
The whole,
So,
like,
that
orange yellow.
beautiful
Very,
sequence
very
also.
Tau.
Yeah, man. I wish I was so blessed.
Okay.
Yep, just deciding here on the delineation of the split fly here, because of course he has Inferno pistols, sanguinary guard guns. He has lots of different things to decide. what
Lots
to
of
do with.
guns. Dude, the fact that the Death Company, the Inferno pistol, and Dante's pistol is like one of the funniest weapons in the game.
Shooting the weapons.
Because it's like sustained, I think it's like sustained D3.
SP2 coming in so far.
Like
That's an Inferno
D3
pistol.
damage, like Melta 2.
Apologies.
So sometimes you just like
Another 2
pop off and just kill a thing.
Marty's pistol to come. It's
with a pistol, but usually it just doesn't do very much. But every now and then you just
That's
kill
that's
God.
The Absolver pistol,
Oh, really?
2 damage.
Two damage, yeah, not bad.
I mean, it didn't do anything this time, but you know, it's not inconsequential sometimes.
Yeah, it's not a ball pistol.
Which is one of the funniest things about Blood Angels. It's just like the random profile. I can tell this is gonna be one hell of a journey trying to paint up this fire bike and the dude.
Pistols, yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, the Angelus bolt guns.
Angelus ball
Yeah,
guns.
yeah, yeah.
Apologies, mate.
All right, which of these helmets do I want to give the Exarch?
You do. That's why I looked directly at you when I said it. So it's like, I know you know this. Charge time. Let's go.
How about 6?
Okay, so those are the normal dudes.
He's like, yeah, it's charge time.
Let's capture this
I love
one.
announcing the phases, going through, making sure that both players get a chance to react or do anything they want to do.
I love this shot, by the way. We caught it all. We've got
2 mortal wounds on the
charge in
charge.
there, charge in here, charge in here, charge in here. We're gonna have like 5 or 6 charges executed
Love
just in
it.
this shot.
So this can get perilous because order of operations with the combat, you're of course given some opportunity here.
Okay.
But I don't think he's worried so much about.
You have to love how much Imperial stuff just has sustain thrown on for no reason.
Rolls super
Yeah.
high and has to go all the way around.
Like all the heavy bolters just have sustain.
May unlock the heroic intervention at the back there. He's charging Dante first. This is clever. He's going to block off some of the real estate.
11.
Ripped a 12. Do they have +1 to charge?
Oh, great.
Oh, it's the banner, right? No.
No. Dante gives +1 to charge.
Okay.
Yeah,
so he
Dante-
just
yeah.
casually rips a 12. Still
yeah.
just goes 4 inches.
Yeah, Dante is very powerful.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
So yeah, he's going to block up a lot of the real estate of this Hecaton and frontage of this Hecaton, so he doesn't have to risk a heroic intervention from the Hearthguard who are staging at the back behind that ruin. So this is actually a beautiful and very high level strategy here. And now he's just going to charge a couple into the Capricious and get all the special weapons into the little pocket he's created here.
Ooh.
So probably the Eviscerators,
That
the
too
Fists,
close?
and then everything else can hit the Capricious.
I like how he is leaving that open just for
Well-
getting everything in there.
It shows he's thought about everything, man.
Yeah.
It's very
And,
clever.
so you did mention the banner. The banner does make them additional OC there.
OC, sorry,
So
apologies.
that is being on that objective and
Okay.
being able to take these things off, even if things do.
So
pile up,
that is not
still
heroicable
overall
there.
objective.
Agreed.
I got
Or
a
at least it
question
shouldn't
here. This is
be.
a great question about the structure of the event in chat here. Is like, what happens if a player gets knocked out? Or do they contribute any kind of points to their
Absolutely.
score at all?
So you're not. So like we said at the start, you're not only playing for a best general equivalent. You're also playing for like the pride of your nation because everything that you do contributes points to your national standings.
I have to say I think it's really funny that Games Workshop is like pushing the nation stuff so hard.
So there's always something to play for. Even if you're
'Cause it's
1
like-
if you come 10th for your faction and contribute just a handful of points, you might tick them up above another nation. In addition to
I don't know anyone. Maybe this is just my thing as an American. But I don't know anyone who has really talked about like the national standings thing as something that is important to them. So you know, we'll see. If anybody here is actually like pays attention to that very much, let me know because I think it is one of those things that they do that I think is mostly for like the Games Workshop people more than it is for like the audience.
So his weapon, he has a lot of attacks at damage 2.
What's the strength and AP though? If it's
it's
only AP 1 or 2, the Armoric attempt will unfortunately take it
so
away from him.
I mean, with on the charge, it's strength at 8.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, but strength 6 normally has lethal hits, which is also like
Part of it is like there's just so many Americans and like a handful of European nations. There's a lot of Canadians because they don't have to fly across the Atlantic.
Pretty good. So then you would. You try
But like
if you could.
I think there's like 2 representatives from
5 attacks to
Japan.
on the charge.
like
+1 'cause
there might be like 1 from like Malta or something.
So that is pretty good. Here we go.
There's no one from Malta. There's 1 player from Japan.
Overall great piece. What he adds
Yeah, so like you can get points based on your placing for the different
Yeah.
countries.
I mean, that's
And
a save roll there.
Games Workshop cares a lot about it.
P3.
And I don't think really anyone else does. There's only 1 Irish player. What about Wales? No one from Wales.
Yeah.
Scotland? There's 3. Oh, there's 1 player from Scotland. And then there's 2 people named Scott.
So that is that a
But every now and then you hear the commentators talk about it. because they're I understand you're required to talk about it because it is something that someone at Games Workshop thinks is important, and therefore
16.
they're doing it again.
Big.
16. Rerolling the ones.
Yep.
They make you talk about it. This is how you pay the bills. Yeah, I don't know anybody who's like super stoked about it, which
He's
is part of why I
overwatching
think
with
it's funny.
he's overwatching the Sanguinary Guard with the Hearth Guard.
Got it.
That's why he's rolling so many dice, guys.
Ah, okay.
Up there, I had to wait for them to describe one of the weapons. They said, "What strength is it?" It's it's the grenade launcher on the Hearth Guard. He killed one Sangai with that Overwatch. He probably was hoping for a second, and then maybe he holds his home objective. Here comes that charge.
Stuff tends to get really weird in the UK since you often don't consider your home nation to be where you live.
12, he's got 10.
Yeah,
So
I get that as an American as well. Like,
which should not be hard.
I have been to Ireland, but
Yeah, 10 inches
when I talk about
definitely away.
I mean,
And of course, he's going to disrupt
stuff,
the linchpin.
right? Like,
Yep.
I describe myself as Irish to other Americans, but in an international context, I would never call myself Irish in the context of like actually being Irish. I have Irish heritage. I think there are a lot of European players who wins a golden ticket at random GT but can't go to the US to play at this particular date. Lots of dads play this game in Europe. Yeah, that's also true in the United States. But a lot of I would not be surprised if there's just a lot of people who can't afford to travel to the United States, whether or not like the day is available for them or not. You know.
So the unit 6 Thunderkin is gone, and he's almost definitely going to lose in one of the hackathons. But then 6 Steeljacks are going to get out, and 10 Hearthguard. The Hearthguard shoot pretty legit,
Yeah.
guys, especially into Marine.
Most of this Blood Angel stuff is going to die on the clapback, is my expectation. It's kind of what they're talking about right now. Because the Hearthguard will clean up a bunch of the Death Company. Fight on Death? Is that a lag strat?
Got a lot to chew through.
There's a lot of fight stuff that I'm like, I don't know if it exists. Savage Echoes? No. Rampage? No.
Everything else that's unfolding on the
Quantum
table.
40K says infinite attacks do pick up Marines.
Turns out infinite attacks.
Nope, it doesn't look like there's a fight on Death.
So top of screen we have Lamartis and Dante fighting into the hackathon, and then just down here we
It's
have
not held in the UK. Yeah, I am very surprised. I think it's going to... I've heard that's going to be in Europe in the future, but Atlanta is supposed to be like one of the places that's relatively easy for people on both sides of the Atlantic to get to. My mom's Irish, my dad's Scottish, and I live in England. Only WTC team I couldn't play for is Wales. Wait, Death Company just have fight on Death?
having our turn 3 stretch, where we take a little bit of a breather, 'cause of course these are
Is that like a
4
data
hours,
sheet roll?
guys.
Loving it though. Players get a chance to really live in the moment.
Well,
Fall
what I love
back.
about this is that you want the best players in the world to have the chance
If
to
this
play
model
for
is
you.
destroyed by melee attack after the attacking unit has finished making an attack, you can roll a d6. Add 2 if the attacking unit contains the enemy warlord.
An hour and a half.
Oh, so they don't
That's much more of the
fight on Death,
You still get extra
but
time
they
to
do
relax.
mortal wounds on Death.
That's true.
Wait. Oh, that's the Death Company captain. Never mind. Hold on.
So there's pretty much no way these
Abilities.
Jaegers, yeah, there they go. The Jaegers have big
Reroll charges.
Sanguinary Guard is so powerful.
Reroll hit rolls.
Sorry?
They're so powerful. Sanguinary Guard is very powerful.
Amazing.
Yeah. Just put a
Especially
captain in
they
there.
recently got changed to hit on
Wait,
2
does
Yeah.
which,
does Bruno
I like that spear getting the extra attack as well. You know, you pay a little extra points.
Lieutenant
for
with
it,
combi
you pay for
weapon,
it.
captain with jump pack?
I was a big fan of the lances
Yeah.
before as well.
So the Ragefilled Warrior is probably with the Assault Intercessors.
Opting to pile in. He's announcing
Captain with
the
jump pack.
Great.
Correct.
Spear of the Primary.
Fantastic.
That one might be with
Us at
the
home, in addition to, full
Death
face-up
Company.
offers at home.
Can they lead?
We'll see if we can get a zoom in here.
I don't know.
See if we can get that side, that top.
Oh, Lamarties. What does Lamarties do?
Here we go.
Abilities.
Is that what you were after?
-1 damage, and then they have the 6 up feel no pain.
Oh, from the back. Sorry, apologies. Different
Okay.
captain.
I mean, in Germany, you would consider yourself German unless you are from Bavaria or Franken.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he
Yeah,
says.
look at that.
Yeah, one of the things that's really interesting to me,
See
as
See this hackathon?
someone who
Let's zoom in.
is
Yeah.
mixed race,
See this-
is
this
the
character?
That's
Yeah,
all right.
poor torture.
difference
That
between
guy, Horace.
like
Yeah, this guy right here.
Or
Horace.
European versus like Asian understanding of like nationality.
Let's zoom in on these horses.
Because you know there's a ton of different people, or there's a ton of different like nationalities and subdivisions within the European community, as there should be. Right, like with Bavarian or Franken versus German, and then like France kind of tries to suppress that, from what I understand, and like trying to have like different understandings of what it means to be French. But over in China, where they are also like the Chinese government is also like suppressing a bunch of different nationalities. Oh my God! Was that the carrier?
That would have been great.
Okay, that was the carrier. I thought that was the land fort just like exploding into red mist. But like in China, there's tons of different like smaller ethnic groups. And India, there's tons of different ethnic groups, but we just like don't know what they are as Westerners because we were not trained to think about them in the same way.
Here comes the power fist, guys.
So it's just interesting.
There are 3 power fists.
Is that 50? Is that 5 attacks each? Look like
4 attacks apiece, I think, on the charge.
Okay.
They missed. 3 lethals going through there. That's nice. 5 to wound. Yeah. Rerolling 1s because of his combi weapon lieutenant.
Oh,
So that is 4 wounds.
very much apologies. Yeah, 5 attacks base.
5 attacks,
yeah.
All right, power fist into the land fort. If this land fort doesn't die, it's really bad.
Take 6.
6. So it was at 14, I believe. So that'll put it down to 8.
That 14 we saw was true and correct. This will be Lamarty's.
Oop.
We just
Hits
had
the
a-
camera.
We just had a bump on the.
No, not the camera. How did Folger's game go against Guard?
That is.
He was playing up against John Winter Russell, and he had a really big turn against John Winter Russell. And John just fell too far behind and was not able to bring it back.
Does it explode? No explosion. That would have been big. D6 damage explosions of the Hecatons, man.
Okay, so the Hecaton does
That's
die,
what we expected.
which is really big because now
How many,
it might be the Sanguinary Guard able to
how many
pile into them.
attacks, if any, will
I
go
don't
down?
think so because they're
Great
just going to get
ones.
out in the
That's
back,
a good
but
idea.
like it's just a really,
Nice. It's
it's a unit with a really big footprint.
Getting out as far away as they possibly can.
Oh, they need, well, no, you don't pile into them.
I heard there was a super deadly demise. Yeah, a Hellhound exploded, did 5 to Fire Dragons, straight up killed Jane Czar, and did 5 to kill like a Wave Serpent or something.
He's like, I want you to pile into me.
It was really
Do
big.
mate. Do it. You'll just act
There are
like
layers to it in Europe. We're all European, French,
happy.
Dauphinois, only French,
Fall
etc.
back
Yeah.
charge. So he's gonna fall back with that unit, shoot the pistols, and go
But
back.
I think it's
Next turn.
like I know what all those words mean,
Much at all.
whereas there's a lot of different like subgroups in Asia. Like I don't know what the difference is in different like Indian subnationalities. Like I don't know what the meanings are.
Which I think was the best play he did this turn. And that's saying
Okay,
something, 'cause
I think they're having a discussion about whether or not it is possible for him to have
so Dante
disembarked
has an
differently to
active
not
right
get
here, all
touched.
that with the Death Company. So Dante, if he's within 4 inches, could pile in and attack those Steeljacks. So he can't afford to do that
Uh-oh.
before.
And there's been a model that's been moved, so now it's hard to go back exactly.
I think they're discussing the positioning of where they deploy
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And they might not have realized.
Yeah, this is where it gets
activate.
weird because stuff has been moved.
So just debating if he could have gotten outside 4 inches.
And they're gonna put it back.
They are discussing what was possible.
Yeah. Where the position was and whether the 4 inches was even possible. I don't think it was. I think he was always going to be outside 4 inches because it's just it's a very thick unit. Yeah, so they just decided, he wasn't going to be able to make it in.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. I didn't think that they would be able to because it is just,
It's easy.
like Adam said, it's
That was a
too big.
perfect Hecaton size hole to put the model back into. It was literally outlined on like 3 of its dimensions.
Okay.
Completely surreal.
Okay.
Game went from
Problem
to
solved.
explosive in 20 minutes. It really
So the Sanguinary Guard just kind of being out in the open
And you gotta,
is
really
worrying.
play as well.
So he'll just consolidate back onto the point.
Like as far as like this, the aggression, like
It was a
showing
very
the
long
fear
stinger.
of being in harm's way for
I'm
the Blood
really
Angels.
impressed with Bruno's control, man.
Yeah, same.
Bruno's
Problem with
control
3D printed stuff is you need
is
super glue.
tempo
I just glued my
is
fingers together.
absolutely
That
phenomenal.
happens.
Yeah, super impressive.
But now
We've
there are a lot of
all
power
been
units still
there.
on the table on the Votan side.
Yeah,
None
well,
of those
and
blo-
so
Wait, what happened to the
none of
Jaegers that were
none
back
of the
here?
Blood Angel models are safe.
no,
They
but
get
that's
shot
the
to
thing,
death?
right? He's exposed Dante and the Sangard, his other unit of Sangard with the captain, and his unit of Death Company, and there's still, you know, essential apart from he's got a Hecaton. The only power unit that's really been removed, yeah, the Hecaton and the Thunderkin. So, but now he has 3 power units to respond to the 3 power units, and if they all do, well, this game might be breaking one way pretty drastically.
Although the Sanguinary Guard, if anything, can take a punch, it is the Sanguinary Guard.
Correct.
I'm willing to bet there's going to be remnants of those units still alive.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. So you want to take care of Dante's unit with shooting, right? Because he has that -1 hit, -1 wound in combat. You always want to use shooting assets.
What are we putting over here? Games Workshop.
Because committing to a fight with him, it doesn't go very well very often.
Oh
usually
my
what I do,
gosh,
yeah,
that's
so I always try to
impossible to
shoot
read.
Dante, and then merely to try and take care of the other
But
assets.
he can't focus everything at one unit of Sanguinary Guard because the Death Company are there. And guess what? They're
Oh, guys, come on. We cannot be doing this.
on the home objective, which is this is linchpin.
Oh, this is what OBS Studio Mode exists for.
It's dangerous, man. Well, like you said the same thing about Lycus. Lycus went and took the home objective in Folger's game, and you're like, well, that's got to go.
Yeah.
Same thing about the Sangard. The difference is Sangard ain't T3, 1 wound.
All right, they're doing their best over here, gamers.
And they also have invulnerable saves, so the only
Yeah,
thing this and then the extra wound, the extra toughness, it's all gonna matter.
The best thing you could probably do to account for this most accurately is, yeah, he's got a unit of 3 Thunderkin he can bring back. He can also try and get that Hecaton back to draw a line. But I would much rather see him get
I
aggressive.
think the
with Sangard,
Votan
move it up,
are now
and shoot
in
into
a
the middle
good
and
spot
shoot
because
it
they
out.
did not
A
lose
lot of aggression coming out,
that
so
much.
probably is going forward. I think
I believe it's
pulling
going
it
forward.
back,
Yeah.
he's gonna recognize that.
Yeah. Shoot into the Lancer, see if you can pick it up. If you can't pick it up, tank shock it. If it's still alive then, at least they ain't shooting you that bad.
There's no way it's alive after a tank shock.
Nah, not after the premium shooting guns, the anti-tank guns.
Two.
From Hecaton, I don't think it survives.
536.
Really feel like he's gonna
Where's
be
my
stretched
leg?
thin. Like he basically has to convert
Well,
with almost everything.
He does. He can afford for one of these things.
Yeah,
not to
losing the
lose
Lancer
because
really
he
early
becomes
to
a
shoot at the
Lancer.
Capricus carrier was
He can afford for one of
really,
these
really
things to
rough.
survive. None of these things can survive unharmed. Like if it's just Dante left out of the unit, right? You can live with that. That doesn't go and kill 10 Hearthguard. Doesn't go and kill 6 Steeljacks.
Dante
so,
has
for
a lot of
example.
attacks.
He does. He's not killing the whole squad. It's gonna
He's got
suck.
he's got
He's
an
not killing the whole
axe.
squad.
You know, he's
No matter what I said there, you were going to say, look, you know, he could probably do it, you know. That Warlord
if
type, I
anybody
reckon
could,
he's got this.
you know, if anybody could.
Yeah.
Just 'cause
Any word on Gustavo's game against Michael Mann? Not that I know of. I haven't heard anything. Last thing, we don't have an update from either David or John as to
Commander
how
Dante
their
should
game
be
is going.
addressing him in full effect.
Gustavo has not said
Has
anything.
8 attacks, base, with lethal hits.
+1 on the charge for Liberator, right? So it goes to 9.
Yeah.
So I have not heard. Let me see if there's any updates on the BCP.
AP, 2 damage apiece.
Gustavo's game.
Pretty good,
So let's
man.
update.
And that's in addition to his Perdition Pistol, which has sustained hits 3.
Yeah. So there's a lot that can be
Gustavo's game has not finished.
Jump back into Cessus, which is just like a little
David and John's game has not finished.
shooting.
Um,
Not quite as cool as described, but
None of the guard games have finished yet.
Steeljacks, obviously, they're the best fit to go into the Death Company with their 1 damage attacks, meaning they're going to...
VCP, I'm not a bot, but there you go.
Now, where does he go with the Hearthguard? It is going to be interesting. He has drawn back his 2 units of Pioneers. They're going to be drawing down, in addition to the unit of 3 Thunderkin, they're going to be drawing a bead onto the Sanguinary Guard. That's a
What is
risk.
this dude?
The risk that you don't kill the Sangard,
It's not solo Uthar, is it?
if he has the confidence to use Armbrick Attempt on the Sanguinary Guard versus the Graviton guns or one of the units there, and he just has the Captain left, you're in trouble, man.
Yeah.
You're actually in trouble. He's going to hold
I
you
wonder
up.
if these are in reserves.
So the only
They
way
feel
here
like
is that Petit doesn't put
they feel like they'd be in reserve. Yeah, it looks like it because they're not on the
he has to
they're
go
not
with-
here.
Like he actually doesn't have a choice with the Steel.
So they can come in and
With the
shoot.
premium units here,
The
being the
the home here is not sticky,
Guard and,
but the bikes lost a lot of their shooting power.
they don't really have
in the codex as compared to where they were in the index. So they probably don't actually kill that. What's going on with, I don't know, Zaid. It's like, is it Zaid or Zaid? I've seen people pronounce that spelling both ways. Look, I have reached out to Games Workshop so many times about like trying to help them fix some of this stuff. This is better because I know that Adam and Paul, I think the other guy's name is, are at least listening to the players. So they do actually know like what the players are rolling at any given time, which is a big deal. I think one of the big things that like it is not hard to know if you are in the know with like watching games, because I know they're trying to avoid things that don't represent Games Workshop well on the stream. It is not that difficult to like find people if they, you know, if they're being silly on stream.
Most likely still be alive, and it doesn't take many of them to take out the Stilljacks.
Unfortunately, when you spell it out like that, Zald, Zaid. Yeah, I've seen people pronounce it both, so whichever one you would prefer, because it is your name. In general, I do my best to try and pronounce people's names correctly. Unfortunately, I do not know how a lot of people with different heritages have what their pronunciation is like. One of the things that is, yeah. So here, I'll go ahead and talk about this. It is not relevant to anything on stream right now or anything about the game, but it has to do with League of Legends. So there's a couple characters in League of Legends that people consistently pronounce their name incorrectly, and it bothers the crap out of me. Not because they're pronouncing it incorrectly, but because even if you like correct them about it, they don't fix it. And it's not the fact that they're pronouncing correctly, it's the fact that they are actively choosing not to fix it. So there's a couple characters. One of them is Yone, or Yone, because it's a Japanese name, right? It is just a Japanese name. And a lot of people choose to say Yon instead. And when you have been corrected and choose not to fix it, it is actually an issue, right? Because you would never consider doing that for an English or for a common American English name. You just wouldn't do it. It would be racist, right? Or like intentionally ignorant. Yeah, Fuegan. I hear a lot of people say Fugan. It's incorrect, right? It's not anything else. Another one is there's another character in League of Legends called Neela, and we know it's Neela because the very first thing we ever learned at the character was she literally came on and goes, "My name is Neela." And you just, when people say Nyla all the time, it's like that's not correct, and it drives me nuts when people do it. I don't tend to correct people, but I get a lot of people who call me like Jushi, or Joshi, and I don't mind as much, because most people only ever see my name written. But it is Joshi, and I tell people it's like Yoshi with a J, and it's not like, even that's not that accurate. But it's like, it's close enough, and I can't really expect most Americans or like most English speakers to understand like the differences between the elongation. Yeah, I've been called Juicy before. Like, it is what it is. But that's part of why at the beginning of every video I will say my name is Joshua Joshi Howard. So pronounce it, and I'll pronounce it correctly, or like close enough to correctly. Anyway, I think that's one of the big things that bothers me is people, you gotta get people's names correct, right? Even if they're fictional names. Yeah, it
if the Votan just kill
for
everything,
most English speakers, Yoshi with a J is good
it's the
enough.
only one you got.
Good that GW just released a book detailing a bunch of pronunciation that white people would have trouble pronouncing. Pseudo-Latin boggles my mind.
You would say that.
Yeah, I think part of it is like... So one of the ones that I have heard is a difference between Abaddon and Abaddon. Because it is taken from... I believe it's like I believe it's Arabic. I don't know exactly. It might be like Sanskrit or something. But it's a really old mythological name, which is interesting. And I believe the pronunciation from that is Abaddon. But the Americanized pronunciation, because it's a name that is so old, is Abaddon. And so it's just been around for so long that it's kind of changed. Like one of the other big ones is like, and I'm gonna butcher this because I don't know the proper pronunciation, but like the word algorithm was named off of like al-Khwarizmi. And it's been in the language so long that it has mutated, and that one I have a lot more sympathy for, about like where it comes from. But words and names that are like relatively recent, that they've started coming into English, it's like you don't have to get it right, but at least you do have to try, and I think that's the biggest thing. We're judged in life for the evil we destroy, not what you say, not what you promise, what you overcome, not to stand above others, but to stand in your own way and win, brothers. That's a good quote. A very odd character for it to come from, but I like it. Abaddon. Yeah. Worst offender to this is Zeus. Okay, so if you're talking about like the League of Legends player, there's actually a reason for this, which is very interesting, because the Korean, the LCK, like the longtime T1, I don't remember what team he's on now, but the reason why we call him Zeus and not Zeus is because when he was like actively playing, there was another player at the time whose name was actually Zeus, like pronounced Zeus. And so they started calling him Zeus in order to differentiate between the two players. And then the player Zeus stopped playing. He stopped playing, like he just wasn't very good, but the Zeus moniker had already stuck. The other big thing is like trying to intuit like what people are trying, like what they want their names to be pronounced if they're not like native English speakers. So one of the players that I casted for a while, his name was spelled. Let me do it with a pen. So his name was spelled like this. Okay, and I believe he was Central or Eastern European, like Polish or something like that. And for me as an English speaker, I see this and I think Mystiques, right? Because it's just, that's how we would pronounce this. This is, it's basically an English word. However, he went on and for his wiki, because there's a thing that you can do where you can list how you pronounce a player's name, he went on and the player himself said Mystiques. That's how he wanted it to be pronounced, Mystiques. And there is a whole thing because immediately afterwards, the organization he was playing for, Evil Geniuses, was like, no, we want you to call the player Mystiques. And so that was like a really weird one. Like, what do we do? Do we respect the wishes of the player, or do we respect the wishes of the organization? And it's very odd. Yeah. Yeah, oh, Karskin. Yeah. I don't bother correcting people. Because Kazurkin is definitely like, it's just entirely fictional. I'm like, whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of weird pronunciation in 40K and in the real world. So I do respect like Adam and Paul here going out of their way to call him Petit, which I... Yeah, would it be Petit? Petit Prince? Yeah. Le Petit Prince? Le Petit Prince? think it's Le.
tomorrow.
I don't know if
Whole
it's...
different terrain layout for tomorrow.
With
Is
the
L
Watch
just Spanish? EL? I think it's also in French.
Test games
I think.
this evening.
But
you may-
I might be
because
wrong
they
on
look
that.
so
I would not
close,
be
right?
surprised if I was incorrect.
Want to help their teams in their country
The only
strategize.
language other than English that I speak even a little
Because right
bit,
now, the
or like
players are struggling
more,
within their pods. That means the available player
more than just a
pool
handful of
is
words is Japanese, and I haven't had a reason to speak
They're gonna have
Japanese
some
very
more
much since
further information about what
since
the
my
game's
grandma
gonna
passed away.
look like. You and I both know the conversation, the thought process, the brain will not
Zeus
stop
is
the
supposed to
dice
pronounce like
out
Zeus,
today
but a
at
player
the
wants it to
very
be Zeus.
beginning.
It doesn't
It's
let
weird.
you.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
let you.
absolutely. There's all kinds of different, whatever the especially for like gamer names or like
So
um
14 wounds, AP 0.
I don't know what the
Zero.
proper
So
word,
3
but
ups
the
and then a 6
names
up.
people choose for themselves,
Like 1, 2, 3,
like if they're
4, 5,
transitioning.
One damage apiece, right?
It's like, yeah, you know, you can spell it how whatever. If
Yeah, so
one of the
exactly.
fun ones is Absidy, spelled ABCDE, Absidy.
Made 1, yep, kill 2.
And I
See you
remember,
later, Chain Swords.
And now we have.
I think it was like a
So that was just. Sorry, apologies.
like a
that's happened.
neighboring kindergarten or something. There was a girl named
What happened
Absidy.
hits.
I take back everything I just said.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a punishing amount of firepower.
Well, it's just a lot, man.
Yeah.
When you have sustained hits
All right.
as well,
I'm expecting most of
just
this.
is a magnifier.
What do you call it? Most of this Blood Angel stuff to get picked up this turn, and then we'll kind of see what he's able to do with whatever he has left. I'm expecting there to be a couple Sangard like floating around, but like half units of Sangard. Death Company is probably going to be mostly gone, and then the Gladiator Lancer might also just
Another 5
disappear.
fails. Sorry, it was 12. Yep, so 3 ups there, failed 5. And 6 ups, you'll
That's
make
a lot.
1. Yeah, so exactly the same. Exactly the same sequence.
2 more down.
2 more down.
Now we're into some actual meat of some of the special weapons too. So
True.
gonna be losing some
Yeah, something of consequence
power
next.
fist or an eviscerator.
Well, he has the pistols from the Steeljacks, which, you know, might kill 1 more, I guess. But then the Steeljacks on the charge
Alright.
should, between the Steeljacks and the Hearthguard, they should finish. He has the
All right,
Hexagon
let's
still
take a
too.
look. We are
Done is
several hours into the round. Is there anyone?
Correct. You're absolutely right. It's going to go anything that gives
My go-to username is,
then
I always pronounce it as Gel Maris, but people pronounce it as a G so often I just gave up. Yeah, yeah, I get you.
lines earlier.
correct.
If you would like to be Gel Maris, I will pronounce it Gel Maris for you. But I mostly just call you Jack, so that one might just be there. We do have our first guard game reporting. Hussein from Malaysia lost to Keaton Marshman,
He really is. Well,
who
it's
was playing
explosive.
Orcs War
It looks
Horde.
pretty, like you look at it
Still
on the
have the rest of the
it
game
looks
still
pretty real.
going.
And then you look at a couple
What
shots,
about
couple
other
shots,
people?
oh
Yeah.
dear.
We have
Oh my God.
some people 2-0. David Orchard playing Necrons from the United States. Liam VSL from Belgium on Aldari. Gonzalo de la Moneda from Spain is 2-0. Conan Jennings gets a second win. Adam Green gets a second win.
That's what happens.
So Conan is on Space Marines, probably Ultras. Adam is on Black Templars. Brian Dougherty, World Leaders 2-0. Justin Moore on Admic is 2-0. And oh gosh, Brieux Chauvin from Switzerland is also 2-0.
We will remember you.
Irish names are another one people have
Fallen Death Company.
issues pronouncing. Sierra Chauvin. Ooh, I don't know how to say that last
I mean,
one.
that's the whole point, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of Gaelic names are really cool. Unfortunately, they are very hard. Irish and Welsh. Welsh names are very difficult to pronounce because they just don't have, a lot of them just don't have things that are recognizable as vowels to most other English speakers. Like the fact that W is often used as a oo sound makes it very difficult for people.
Guy rolling dice right there.
Because we just want to do the w.
You know, that is their space.
It is.
Alright, so most of the Death Company are gone in the shooting phase.
7
The
saves, AP1 so far,
Lancer is
2
still
damage
floating. If the Lancer is still alive,
of
there
the-
is still game to be
Perfect
played.
in the middle, likely removed. And then-
Partly also because the rest of these units coming out from Petit are just really slow, right? Like you have if the Lancer or if the Landfort gets picked up and they're just running around with Steeljacks and the Hearthguard, they just move 5. I think the Steeljacks are also move 5. They are at most move 6 without advance in charge. So they're just walking around. They're just dudes walking around after that, which is
That's a lot of damage.
pretty unimpressive. I like German. You use a letter, you spell the letter. Ah, Kiera, Siobhan, Aoife.
He took it as the D6s. He didn't know
Yeah.
that the plus had to be shown, and that's just a beautiful job by Petit, giving full respect and just showing
Yeah.
the direction.
One of the names I really like is Quiva.
Roll to see if it exploded. Robertson doesn't
And for people who
How dare you.
don't know,
There's nothing within 6 inches.
There's a
for it
lot
to hurt.
going on. But
It's
we're
just the counter.
counting. We're
Quiva.
that land speeder actually
Oh.
might be within range.
Lancer's gone. Okay, I think this game is looking pretty cooked. Unfortunately, it is just too early in the game.
Here we go. Hearthguard with Uther going into
Uh,
Mexico.
So it looks like there's a jump captain,
Yeah, look, I think that's the.
couple death company.
This is the back-breaking turn, my brother. I think
The intercessors are gone.
he wanted him to dive. He wanted him to dive all his units.
Yeah.
out of the Hecatons.
Yeah, I think the
Either one,
big
the one that they
issue
did not
is
want.
mostly just the fact that when this Lancer came out and to kill like the
Hearthguard,
Capricus here, I don't think he realized he was going to get shot
they
back
killed Marina
on
Corpus
this
really
line.
well. Yeah. I know. I can see the sadness in your eyes.
Um,
There's
which
a
I
little bit of
think
that.
is
We
the
have
biggest
more,
thing.
Don't worry.
Because you just lost your ability to shoot the land forts, and it forced a lot of pieces to come out faster than I think Bruno wanted them to. I live near a place called Happysburg. Haysboro. That's fake. That's funny. Blood Angels losing Dante for free must feel bad. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, this game is looking pretty cooked. Dante is finally happy he can rest. I've heard that meme is really overplayed, but unfortunately I don't know a ton of the actual lore. Most of the lore I know comes from like watching Luton and Sandman of Terra are probably my two favorite lore YouTubers. Partly because I can watch them as I fall asleep.
It's going to come down to his secondaries.
Yeah.
Like right now, of course, Peta is going to get a lot of points.
Yeah.
Overwhelming force and assassination in the bank already.
Yeah, he's already got assassination done. He's already got 2 kills in Overforce because of
2 kills on Overforce.
and on the
Pretty
second
brutal.
captain on his home. That's already done. He's maxing his secondaries now, so he's going to be upping up another. Is it 9 or 10 points? I can't remember if Overforce
All
is
right.
5 or 4.
Any other
But
updates?
Yeah, I can't remember if it's 5 or 4 points for the double kill. But he's going to be jumping up to right. He's going to be ahead regardless.
Why Wyndham?
Bottom of-
Yeah, that's just people making fun of me at this point. Seems like a tough list matchup for BA. I think what the speeder thing is doing in this list. I think it's okay. It's just like a
Yeah, so he's
fast
down
piece with multi-melt stable to it.
on 4. He's gonna
Oh,
capture
we
his
got
objective.
another.
He's
You,
already got his home objective, but it's gonna be 3 points. He's gonna
excuse me, we got another game finished. It is Fabiano Mariani playing the Hammer. He does take down Blood Angels Liberator Assault Group.
best model in the game.
A fairly similar list to the one that we're looking at right now,
Where is he? Where's the little scallywag?
but no shooting,
Doing champion
no
stuff.
shooting Blood Angels.
Just absolutely.
So still waiting mostly on Gustavo and Wesley for the 2 games that we're really interested in. Did you see the new League of Legends trading card game? Not a big trading card game fan myself, but
You're out of position or doing something
but do
wrong.
you love but do you love me some League content? I have not. I do know that it exists. I was paying a. I talked to one of my friends about it, and my initial impression is that it was very over-designed. And by over-designed, I mean there's a lot of different mechanics in the game, like right off the bat, which makes it really, really complicated. And it wasn't obvious to me, like how good all of the decisions they made in the design process were. So we will see what ends up happening with it, because I don't know. Having the card games is cool, but
So I don't know if
I
you
don't
guys
think I'm the kind of person that they would be able to get to play a TCG. I've learned I'm not really a brand loyalist
7 points
in
is
general,
fine,
and what I mean by that is
the 2 middle board objectives he was holding. So in
like slapping an IP onto something will not really get me to do it. The fact that I actually finished Rogue Trader was very surprising to me because it was not really my kind of game. But I did continue playing it because I was like, oh, it's interesting. It's interesting enough. And Warhammer lore is cool. And partly I also just wanted to be able to talk about it with my friend.
Sorry to say, mate.
So I played enough of it, and I finished it. The other thing about it was just really long. But I played a little bit of Pokemon Go. I was also someone who was playing, what do you call it? Ingress was the game that Niantic made before they made Pokemon Go. And Ingress was a much better game than Pokemon Go was. So I was like, why would I play Pokemon Go if it's a worse game just because it has Pokemon on it? But yeah, the new League of Legends card game seems okay. We will see if it takes off. I have not heard, like, an undue amount of hype. Other than, because I remember, like, one of the big things about a lot of the League of Legends and the Riot dev stuff is Valorant was great, but it just kind of, like, showed up out of nowhere. And was just kind of a hit, basically, right away. Whereas, on the other hand, Project L, I think it's called, the fighting game, or 2XKO is what it's officially called now. It's just been in like development for so long that I think, and some people who have had access to it for a lot longer than other people have, which I believe is like killing a lot of the excitement that some people had for the game because they were just getting in late.
Do you know the one you use though? You use the infiltrators. You scoot the land speeder to here because it's pretty much safe there from the Hecaton, safe there from everything. Use that shooting, and then if you need to, you bring your.
So there's like 3-4 pieces left. Blood Angels will get a 4 here, or excuse me, an 8.
Your premium asset, the last premium melee asset.
What do I play at Cali Cup?
Keep the Steel Jacks and the Hearthguard a little honest.
I do because, I was hesitant originally because I think you
should play Bugs. I think it's a Tyranids event for you.
My man, he's just going for it. So he's ripped a 3 on the advance. He spent the advance in charge.
Nids. Yeah, it's going to be Nids.
What's the charge going to be from there? We know that's a 4-inch. We know this is 4 inches. Yeah? And it looks like it's at least
Mechanized. Yeah, you could play Mechanized.
It's a 7.
I know you were making fun of me for not taking Mechanized. So it's either Mechanized or Bugs. Final answer.
And he did move. He moved the infiltrators back.
Yeah. The Jaegers are going to reactive. They only rolled a 1. If the Jaegers rolled high enough, their reactive move, they could have cut off that charge, man. So that was very lucky there. It's lining up for Bruno.
Thingotera has some great lore, and League was a phenomenal game. Truly just don't have time to do Warhammer and League, so dice for the dice gods. Yeah, makes sense. There is a lot of lore for League. I don't know if the way that they've gone about like sharing it is that good. I think they should just release books, just like straight up like have a like the Black Library, you know? Just let that be a thing.
Okay, so he took them off the plate, so it's just safe for turn 5
because
points.
He gets turn 5 scoring.
Yeah, correct.
He doesn't need. I thought that was their final position. Nope. Yeah. He's just moving them out. Like so I get to come on.
In all honesty, yeah. So right now Bruno's measuring to see if the Hecaton can make its entire base onto that plate. Looks like it can, yeah. So there's only safe positioning for the Storm Speeders to stay here because
okay. Is he going to be able to get? I think he's just not going to get enough primary because they both got a 13 or.
But then at least he has the smallest of chances to go and take it back.
Yeah, the land for is just too much OC, and if it just goes and like stands on this objective, the Storm Speeder is surely not more than 3.
Absolute pleasure and honor to bring it to you.
Talking about every game is a top-level game.
Dude.
The finals at any tournament anywhere in the world.
Extend battle lines is already done. Those points are already in the bank. So he's actually extending his lead even more. But his ability to wage war. It's actually, do you know what this game's going to come down to? So right now the primary score for Petit...
He may not need to.
The primary score for Petit is going to be very good. He's got 5'10", he's going to have 13. So he's going to jump up to 65 here.
Sure.
Mhm.
Whatever secondaries.
It's going to come down to his secondaries, right? Because, in all honesty, Bruno is already on 60 points. He's already on 60 points. Because he's going to get 5 for extend battle lines. And he's going to get 3 for holding his home. He's going to be on 63, 65. So, Petit actually needs to pull some decent...
Do we cheer for the guard players on the good guard player list who didn't bring guard? I don't know if you want to. There's a couple people there like Bastion Cry and Adam Green, Chatel Andre Lickness, who are playing not guard. There's actually fewer guard players at Worlds who are not on guard than I was expecting. There's like 4 people, but I also know they've never been like guard specialists, if that makes any sense. Where they've just like, they've played guard when it's good.
Rob themselves of the opportunity to consider everything, and as you should at this level.
And I think there's a certain level of player where you, like, once you've been in the hobby for long enough, you just start playing, you know, you have a couple armies, you play the one that you think is better at the time. And I'm not going to lie, I am not that far away from also starting to play a second army. So I would love to see guard do well. Guard is my first love in 40K. But they're not the only one. They're not the only live. I would also love to someday play Tau, someday play Gene Stealer Colts. Unfortunately, I'm a ways away from having both of those ready to go. I met Adam Green in real life recently. He was very nice. Yeah, I mean, he's Canadian. Most Canadians I know are great.
Scoots and still can't
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I'm more OC than you, and the Storm Speeder can't kill me. So he needs to use this to charge and gum up this position. So there's no way for it to get on this objective. And that's the only way to make sure you hold that on your turn 5. And well done by Bruno for seeing that.
Ooh, but the land fort can still desperate escape over, potentially.
He's got 3 units, mate.
Yeah.
He's got 3
It's all right.
units.
Look at that scoreboard.
He's got the combi lieutenant. He's got 4 units.
He's up by 5 points.
That was my first back in 6. Now I'm working on my 5th. Yeah, that makes sense. This is my second army. Pretty much ever. I briefly had like some number of aspect warriors a long time ago, and I had a couple of admech models back in 9th when I was thinking that that might be my second army. Unfortunately, I just have not really gelled with or I never really put like more time or more effort into like building up more admech. So I just sold them not that long ago.
When you're gonna get to do it any other time than now.
You cannot do it any other time. Like I said, you can't take it with you.
Oh, he's charging these.
He has Oath of a Moment on that unit. So he's gonna
Okay.
have how many Power Fist attacks re-rolling?
So Smash Captain going in.
I've seen
Smash
this guy
Captain
hit 8
can
times.
smash.
I've seen this guy hit 21 times. I've seen this guy 5 base.
All right,
plus 1
Rage Fueled
jump
Warrior. Is it going to be enough?
and sustain 3. Wow.
If he can control all of these units, that'd be big.
Is he gonna
Guard,
roll?
Tau, Custodians, World Leaders, now Agents. Agents? Nice, you can be like the one player. Single-handedly bring the win rate above 50%.
This is where it's interesting, right? This is where it's interesting. If he can heroic in a position where he doesn't hit the Rage Fueled Warrior with the Steeljacks, he absolutely should. Because if you do hit the Steeljacks, you're just getting more. You're just giving the potential for more things to get dead.
He's doing it.
Oh?
He
He missed it.
Oh no, he got it. He got it.
He's in.
They,
And yeah,
they paused. They were like, I didn't
Yeah.
make it, and then turns out they
Rage
made it.
Fueled Warrior is right there. So these Steeljacks are absolutely safe. They're only going to be hit by chainswords and maybe 1 Power Fist on the Sergeant. So that was a good play, I believe. That was a good play.
I'm not sure if this heroic actually like matters that much.
13 on primary.
Because we're just in bottom of 4 right now, and it like maybe they get to establish because of this. Maybe.
Assault intercessors give the reroll to wound on the objective, so he's
Not knowing much about 40K besides there are Space Marines, reading the Guns Ghost books, maybe get into the hobby and falling in love with Guard. That's awesome. I haven't read any of the Guns Ghost books, but Tired Sherpa, if he's in here, has said that he would loan me the Gaunt's Ghost books next time we see each other.
Yep, he does need secondaries to clutch.
So I will give them a try.
This is so close. It's just like, it's the smell of an oily rag versus like a pretty healthy Votan army. And guess what? He's up.
The beauty, like some of the best music ever written. Pleasant, calming, lures you in, and then overwhelms you with its ferocity, is what we've seen from both players in this game.
So I don't think Bruno should be splitting fire at all. He could try and put 4 into the Steeljacks.
Nah, just punch the Terminators to death. It's fine.
Go into the Hearthguard. Here we go, guys.
Bring you the first Omnibus next Saturday. Hell yeah.
He's got to focus down one unit. I don't know that he wants to peel away any attacks into something that's even remotely more durable.
So this is hitting on 3s. These are all the chainswords. Strength 6.
Where is the last leg? There it is.
He's going to the Steeljacks.
In the Steeljacks.
It's a worse save. It's a 3-up save versus 2-up save.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the only consideration here.
Okay.
5 saves. Yeah.
Punchin'.
He's absolutely fine. Sorry, they're all 2-up saves. My bad.
Yeah, they're all 2-up saves. I don't think it matters. I don't think it really matters what they punch here.
So this delineates.
I almost wonder if it's not better for these guys just like hang back and just wait to score on 5, because by sending these units out, like, you're not stopping your opponent from scoring this objective, I don't think.
And now Rageful Warrior needs to carry this like you've never seen before.
Okay. Alright. Smash Captain. What is that? That's not the Smash Captain.
This is the last of the chainswords. I thought that was a Rageful Warrior for a
Oh,
second,
okay.
and he got no 6s, but he had 1 less attack than he should have had. Alright, so here we go.
Okay.
This is it.
Ragefield Warrior.
He's about to get it going.
This needs to do it all.
They're both wishing great things from this captain.
So Rage Fueled has been expended, and his once per game ability has been expended.
Smiles from the players of this.
Because it has 9 attacks, right? The Smash Captain. It's a lot.
To hit, which you fish for. 9 attacks, guys. He's
Oh.
ripped.
Oh my god.
4 6s.
Oh my god.
Ah!
Nah, you fish here, brother.
That's 12 extra attacks
12
if
extras.
you can count at home.
Come on. No. Reroll those. Reroll those.
No, go fishing.
Higher.
No, he's just taking it.
Cringe.
Stop getting greedy. And rerolls, full rerolls to wound here, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, winning on 3s instead of 2s because they're -1 to wound.
How about all of them? 100.
Oh my god.
100% conversion rate of the wounds. I mean, great, you
9
get a
attacks.
reroll, but
How many
still.
wounds is that? 9 attacks, 15 wounds.
Oh man.
16, sorry. So 16 AP to.
Yeah, no invulns on the Hearthguard.
Because there's only 2 wounds each on the Hearthguard. 4's up. So 8 should go down here statistically. Which it should be all the Hearthguard dead and just be Uther left. He got exactly 8. So he made exactly 8 saves rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that you didn't go fishing for that.
6. 7. No, it's right. It's 8.
Oh my gosh, so Uthar doesn't get a swing?
He's wiped it. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Oh, they're all gone. Okay.
Because the dev wins at the end. You saw the 4 6s.
Right.
You saw the 4 6s. The dev wins the once per game. So yeah, wiped. 10.
Dang, let's go Smash Captain. That's hype.
Ragefield Warrior.
Absolutely wild.
Witness the
Oh.
power.
Absolutely wild, guys. I was so happy we were able to capture that in so much detail for you.
Oh, update as well from David versus John.
Get him the points.
Well, so the reason he's doing this, the Steeljacks now need to
David
find
is
out
losing a lot of points, but apparently he's doing a lot of killing.
Also, so you already had extend down there with with the lieutenant.
So he's going to get 2 points on that one as well.
Yeah.
The Steeljacks need to wipe the Assault Intercessors to guarantee he's 13 on primary in his turn.
He got horrors, yeah, he did. What army do you think makes out best in early 11th edition besides Marines per usual? What am I guessing? I don't know. Isn't Orcs supposed to be like the new starting box or whatever?
Someone in chat, please let us know what the Steeljack profile is.
Look, Hawk, it was before it was the War Crimes captain. It was the Smash captain in the first place.
Sustained so far. He's doing this in battle.
The fact that he became the War Crimes captain afterwards is the rename. But he's also the War Crimes, and he did just kill 10 Hearth or like 8 Hearthguard and Uthar by himself, which is crazy. I don't know what this roll is. I think this is the Steeljack's punching.
I need threes.
5 ups here. Ooh, none.
Oof. 1, 2.
4
Looks like the
up,
Smash
and he's
captain
gonna
is
take the
left.
middle. The middle has been taken back, and here's the second wave.
Oh, okay, yeah, they should all be dead then.
4 sustain go into the pile.
So much damage.
This is fantastic unit, man.
Yep. Great unit. New addition to the
Yep.
Leagues of Votan.
Yep.
Showing more of their arsenal as that line expands.
Another 11 saves here on 5s. So you need to do this one at a time because you'll switch to a 4-up invulnerable save. He dies, and this is all just 4 pluses on the captain.
Very dead. Neat.
He has wiped it. He has wiped the unit back.
He got points though.
Got the purge to foe count. Purge to foe count.
And he looked like absolute superstar while doing it, mate.
Yeah.
Whoa, my lord.
That captain going off though was really funny.
If maybe he wished he wasn't quite so lethal in that unit because the available targets are drying up on Bruno's side.
Bruno has exactly.
Yeah, he's running out of things to charge, so I think these Steeljacks are just kind of hanging out and just putting OC on the middle objective. The big question for me really is whether or not the Combi Lieutenant will be alive and able to stand on his natural. Because the fall back and shoot, I'm expecting what's his name? Petit to desperate escape the land fort over the speeder, and then fall back and shoot and try and shoot the Combi Lieutenant.
We got it mixed up. It was Storm hostile rather, not extend battle lines.
Oh,
so it was listed incorrectly there. We just had that confirmed. So apologies. And
Oh, that's a big deal. Okay, that explains why they went out for the Storm.
Yeah. So initially, yeah.
Because so he's not going to get Storm here.
big difference.
There's a huge difference. We're gonna have to. This is gonna be really, really important to see what.
But he's up about 10 points.
Draws for his secondaries in his turn 5.
And Votan kind of needs to get a table here because he's going to get 13.
Well, what a game.
Oh, but the Pioneers just go back up and they probably kill. I don't think the solo Lieutenant is going to be alive at the end of this. This is the Games Workshop stream. I'm wondering if there's a soft power level reset for 11th. It's probably just 10.5.
What we saw in this game is one of the most aggressive
I think most people are expecting it to be a 10.5.
He was willing to throw them into the face, into the jaws.
So we will see what happens there.
Yeah, sorry?
Just knowing the damage coming up from the other side.
Correct.
Lancers like this Bruno's list was built to pop vehicles, destroy vehicles, open up the insides.
Yeah, the only one-shot kill he had for a Hecaton Land Fortress was in reserve in Lamatis. So that meant the Hecatons could play the front board. And that responded with Bruno being really cagey, drawing back into his shell a little bit, taking his time to work his way into the game.
Okay.
Was it turn 3? We saw a full send play from Bruno.
So both Hurricane should go up.
Secure no man's land and engage in all fronts.
Secure engage.
Those are great
That's
things
easy.
at this stage of the game,
Yes, they are.
with the resources that are left.
Secure no man's land is
Yeah,
already
sorry,
done.
didn't want to break up the
So
recap, but like
5,
some points scored here.
6, 7.
Opportunities here for a max points engagement.
So he'll be at 70.
That is huge. So going up to 63 here for Petit versus 59 currently as a 60.
And then Hernkin drop. They go kill the Combi Lieutenant. And I think that's it.
So these secondaries are fantastic because, of course, there's very little for.
Give Space Wolf his own codex.
Already has board dominance on the table. He's removed
We'll
7
see.
resources from his opponent. That is kind of an uncontested. He's already holding all the
Okay,
board
they should
advantage.
definitely just fall back this land fort and just try and put it on the objective. See if it can make it. It only moves 10, so maybe not.
See, I'm just drawing this loose crosshair. The only quadrant he's getting right now is, of course, you have the ability to take your Pioneers off the table at the end of your opponent's turn and bring them back on.
6, 7.
With such a free board, he's absolutely just bringing unit of Pioneers on over here.
I recently learned this part of the meme. I don't really know why. That's the thing.
Over here, and he still has his Thunderkin back there. So that is a full points engage and a max points secure. He's just going to shoot.
Couple other updates from games.
Storm Speeder Thunderstrike, and he's gonna try for a charge
Chris Coe
with the Jaeger's
lost his second game. Marshall Peterson won his second game. Chris Johnson won his second game.
So he's on 63.
So we're still waiting for the official score reporting from Gustavo Wesley. And the other big one is, of course, David Purcell versus John.
Is looking like the end score here. We're at 59 right now.
What channel is this?
He's gonna get
You know,
30,
we're hanging out. We're doing the thing.
So that's going to be putting him up to 67. He needs to find a way. I don't think he can to get 14 points out of 2 cards.
That does not exist.
Does not exist.
Does not exist.
So well done.
The limit does not
But
exist.
I think this is going to cinch it. We did just see the land speeder hammer strike go down, and there's 1 unit. So there's 2 units remaining. There is a lone op lieutenant. If he's still alive, let's have a quick look, guys. Is our hero still here?
I think he is. The little dude.
I need a hero. And
Oh, the lieutenant? Lieutenant is hanging out.
Yeah, lieutenant, I believe, is hanging out. It's going to take me a minute to get the shot. Typical.
I'm very entertained that Adam just has so much control of the cameras.
There he is. There's our man. The actual hero of the
The
Imperium.
witness to an amazing game of Warhammer 40,000.
He was deployed there. He stayed there. He got the points. He's going to survive the game.
He actually has
having
scored, what,
every
12 points all by himself?
It's 5 per turn. The home objective of the Blood Angels has never been disrupted, so it's 5, 5, 5, and going to be 5. So 20 points. Oh, wait, never mind. Well, never mind.
Last game for today. Yeah, this is the last game for today.
No,
he just went down.
became the focus of attention.
Got still 15 points, mate.
Yeah.
Dude, I recently learned that the Combi Lieutenant is like 70 points. And I was like, what? I thought he was going to be like 90.
Yeah, taking him up to 72 as predicted.
Oh, sorry, I apologize. I had it in at 82.
Oh, chat is predicting the...
Yeah. 72. Apologies. Somehow I gave him another.
So it'll be 3 points
So we got 13.
for the home, and I don't think he has anything else left other than his infiltrators on the home objective. So if he could get like defend, he could get another 3. We're still like 9 points behind, or 7 points behind.
3 points there, and just whatever secondaries he pulls. Defense stronghold would be the perfect time. It's 3 free.
Yeah, dude, Combi Bro is so good.
Prisoners, where he goes out, grenades and kills the Jaegers would be not bad either.
But it does look like Bruno is going to lose this one.
Not going to be getting 13. The 14 points required to win the game. That number
All right.
correct.
No prisoners in Secure No Man's Land. Secure No Man's Land, not enough units.
No, can't be done.
Cannot even reach No Man's Land at this point. No prisoners.
Not bad. I mean,
Yes.
you spend a CP and you try and cycle Secure No Man's to rip up the defense stronghold.
Going to get some points, but not enough points.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what's important is like he's fighting for another couple of points for Chile.
Yep.
And I think that needs to be respected and honoured. Also, we need to talk about Petit playing like just ramming hecatons down to the Blood Angel's throat.
I
being
love
like,
the way both these players have played the game.
this has been a joy to call.
Just ramming down those land forts, man.
Break out away.
All right, thanks for stopping by, Jack. Have a good night.
Might do with the
Any
armor
comments about the previous guard game? Unfortunately, I did not see like the first 2/3 of it because I was still asleep at the time.
He's gonna bank 5
But I saw a really funny explosion from a Hellhound, so I'll have more thoughts on it probably tomorrow.
So in all effect,
Uh,
where he is. And
Michael Mann, my goat, pulling Gus down.
remember to do is cycle Secure No Man's Land for a command point.
Somebody said he won before.
Defense stronghold.
Maybe there's a way to string out a charge there.
Score's not in yet. Nemo did get a second 100 in a row going up against the Tyranids player.
They were just talking through
just talked
like
that
what
through
I
that,
would
yeah.
love to have been.
Something. How many points would you spend for a lone up body that does little else? Yeah, and then it does so much other stuff at the same time. It is kind of crazy.
Wonderful game by both gentlemen.
They do.
What
That little dude
wonderful
is such a powerful model.
Joy
Yeah.
to call.
Any question about the caliber of these players and the players at this event? World champions all around. This is going to be an amazing weekend of Warhammer. We're gonna
Praying for Gustavo's downfall. I respect that. I respect that.
That we want to show you here from some
I
awesome
don't
players that are
think
coming up.
it's
We're
a good
engaging
matchup
with
for
right now.
Michael.
Interview.
and then we can see if we'll get petted on to talk about it before we wrap
Yeah.
up our coverage. That is the
Yeah,
second
Nemo, I've said this
that's the
before,
last
Nemo
one.
is on my short list for
Right there.
players to
Hold tight.
win the
Let's just
entire
watch some
thing.
of our
So
friends. And then we will come back and hope to talk competitive if he is
I
down
think
for it. Chat, you've been awesome.
Liam,
We're not
John
stopping
Lennon,
just yet. We'll take
Nemo
just a few minutes.
are
We'll see what happens,
probably
everybody.
like the big ones. And then there's always a bunch of people like who could, but it's always a question of who will.
Well, they're the finest minds left alive.
I don't know if the physical wound hurt.
Like if Conan Jennings won, or Folger Piles won again, or Ennis Wilson, you know, there's a bunch of people that like could, right? But I think Liam, Wesley, Ennis are probably like my top 3. Scary losing game 1, yeah. I didn't see what he lost to though. So if it was like an interesting story, I'm sure we'll hear more about it from his channel in the next couple of days. Maybe the next few hours. Maybe his Discord already has fun updates on what's going on.
These rejects the best you've got? Throw. Let's see what you can do.
Welcome to Atoma, your home for the
Atoma.
brief lives. Used to be the jewel in the sector. Then the heretics invaded. I
Not
need
the
you to go
heretics.
down there and raise hell. Can't say for sure what's waiting in the shadows. Valkyrie exfiltration will be waiting. If you make it that far.
I have to try this game again, because there's a new class that I heard was very good. Nids? He lost to Nids? Interesting.
What the hell is that?
Whoa. Oh, that's just a demon host. Never mind.
Right now. Do me proud.
Oh, I heard there was also, like, some new mini-bosses that came out. If you like Left 4 Dead style game, it's not really Left 4 Dead. It's very Vermintide. But if you like those, like, I don't know exactly how to describe it. Like, if you like this kind of gameplay, though, it is pretty good. Horde shooters. Because it's got a pretty robust melee system as well, which is one of the big things.
More rejects.
More rejects. More League players. Friction and Gutler. Oh, dang. Niklas was a player that I thought was going to do very well. I don't recognize Gutler. Doesn't mean they're not good. But, alright. I don't know how much left there is. I think we might get a... what do you call it? An interview with the other guy? Petit? We'll stick around for that, and then we will probably call it after that. And then go get... I do need to do some grocery shopping. It's a little bit earlier than I kind of expected, but part of that is because it is East Coast, and I am on the West Coast. So it is like 6 p.m. over there. It's about 3 p.m. here. In the Omnissire's... Yeah. One of the guys who went to Worlds, Jensen, lost to a guy on my TTS League team. He got super mad. It was versus T-Suns. I wonder if that's my buddy Jensen. Oh, yeah. That's probably my buddy. Dang. Yeah. Yeah, Alexander Jessen? Yeah. Ooh, Jensen is not from Vietnam. I'm surprised he's listed under that. Yeah, Jensen Go. That's my buddy. He was one of the guys who initially taught taught me to play. I could definitely see him getting very frustrated if he just gets blown out, though. But yeah, still waiting for Gustavo. The game's still going. So we're still waiting. Set up his whole army before a guy even got to the board. Yeah, that definitely sounds like Jensen. That sounds like something he would do. He's very big on doing tons of prep. Just having a ton of stuff like pre-measured before you actually get to the board. Doing a lot of like TTS pre-measuring. Yeah, I've played against some people like that who will just do like a ton of their deployment like via like TTS beforehand so that they know what they're doing, and then they get to the board, they just try to as accurately recreate it on the board as they can. Oh, we're watching people put stuff away. All right. No interview. Are we going to get an interview with Petit? Oh, what's up, Rusty? Hope you're doing well. There it is. Unmute them! Unmute them!
It was like a tale of two different armies, two different stories. The Blood Angel player played conservatively, and then the Votan player, you played very aggressively in the start. How did you figure out, how did you convince yourself it was time?
Yeah, I don't really look at what my opponent is doing either. So like I'll oftentimes say like, hey, I hope you don't mind. I would like to just like start getting my guys down. Like I'm not gonna look at your stuff. And most people are like, yeah, that's totally fine. Oh, a translator.
Okay. It's in player one, and I aggressive parce que en retard, en delay points, il joue en one et bien une point.
I do wonder because I've never really had to play games with people who I didn't really share a language with. Like how it goes.
So basically, you felt like you had to because you had to go out there. He gave you some space, take the space, make him come out to you. Is that the idea? He gave him the opportunity to take a lot of board space, and so forced him into a position, I think, to where he make him play back into you. You make it to where you take away his pieces.
Yep, Wesley getting another 100. I was really sure I would get best in faction, T-Suns, and the War Master, but Jensen's run was just too good. Wait, was Jensen at War Master? Are you talking about like the WTC? Oh, Jessen. Yes. Okay, different person. I tell my opponent I'm just going to deploy everything except for one or two things. The next time I look up, they had their whole army down. Yeah. Yeah, you both talk 40Ks like this shoot here. Played a tournament in Poland. Let me tell you, communicating with his grandpa playing Blood Angels wasn't easy. Yeah, I can definitely imagine. Because luckily, most people speak better English and I speak other languages.
How are you feeling about your two games tomorrow in your pod?
I remember I was making fun of my friends who also speak Spanish, and it's just like pointing at things and saying like a couple of Spanish words. This, run, roll dice. Did anyone get another 100? Yeah, I would not be surprised if he got like several 100s, because that's just kind of what Recon does. Any other updates? Still waiting. Do I have an update for people? David versus John, still no new update. Other than like David is losing points, but is killing things a lot.
Love seeing the way it played out, being able to play from any position, like I mentioned it before. It was just an amazing game on both sides. Thanks so much for coming on. Good luck. Get some rest tonight. We'll see if we can get Camilleri back over here, then we'll close out. Again, thanks for watching. Just watch that game. I'm so glad we got to see it because it was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good luck tomorrow as well. An amazing, beautiful-looking Votan army as well.
I've never been on the other side of an interview, where I didn't speak the language that the interview was being done in. I've done it with other people where I've needed to like have a translator, but you know, like having that go-between is always interesting. But yeah. Fishy is on fire. Winning LVO in 2025 is solid, but starting WCW. Yeah. I've said this a couple times. I still think it's true. Nemo on the short list for people I think are going to win. Let me take a look. Durante with Tau also 2-0. Need to switch the mics again. Nanavati, Brian Doherty, Ben Jones. I guess it's more interesting is like, are there people that I... Ooh, Evan Stump got a draw against Alex McDougall. That's a good draw. Both two very strong players. Jeremy Atkinson, no longer undefeated. Sasha Alexander Edelkraut lost their game 2. Gabe Nixon lost his game 1. Bjorn Eriksson lost game 1. Derek Apshe lost game 1. Who did Derek lose to? Leo Flambeau. Friction lost game 1.
More things to come out. Like he was really just a couple of saves away from still having things there that would allow him to have power pieces. Lamarty's by himself.
Ben Jurek lost game 2. Who did he lose to? Lost to Rasmus Valan Fredriksson.
Our top 4 in the rankings right now, just looking on Best Coast
TJ Lanigan lost game 2 to Alvaro Perez.
In second place, we have a player from Spain. In third place, we have a player from the United States. In fourth place, we have a player from Sweden.
I'm sure there's a bunch of people in here that are very good whose names I just don't recognize. Kazra Hoshidar lost round 1 to Amador Perez. David Hall? Oh, that was to Gustavo.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Saying that going into tomorrow, going to take it one game at a time.
What he did in this game.
Brian Jones got 23 points against Liam VSL. That's crazy. Joseph Walsh got 22 points against Gonzalo de la Moneda. Martin Manood got 11 points with Blood Angels against Leaf Westerman. That is crazy. Is there bets? Not here, unfortunately. Yeah. No, Recon is a not easy to play, but is very rewarding. Eldar do be good. Alright. Is there anyone... Nobody scored lower than a 33 round 1. But yeah, Adrian Martzak lost. He got 19 points against Cody Drake, round 2.
Because that was something he could have pre-measured. He could have looked at the Hecaton and just seen, can the Hecaton shoot me on this angle? And he didn't, and that's what he laments. He's like, I could have checked that he could do
something
that.
Preventable, something to do it.
28.
It was an avoidable pitfall.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see, because you always have some very strong players just like kind of bomb out relatively early. It's just how things go. Gustavo's still not submitted. What is Nick playing against? Joel Larson. Dark Angels Gladius?
Now, land number 2, if people know at home.
Pretty hefty mix of things. Some Outriders in there. Scary is Ridvan Martinez. He lost round 1 to Tyranids. In round 2, he's playing against Dadu Polo, who is Eldari Aspect host.
Blood Angels was much more of the melee designed army there. Sure. Definitely struggled. But that's because the Votan was extremely well rounded at this level. He had the huge package of Hearthguard.
Really tough.
Yeah, he lost to Tyranids round 1. Is what I was told. Let me confirm that.
Inside of a
Ridvan Martinez lost to Kyle Lamprez playing Subterranean Assault Nids.
Chat, while we're talking about this, let us know what you want to see tomorrow. We're still in pod competition. Lots.
Question for you though.
Yep.
When you get to it, what was your key moment of the game?
Oh,
what was your like this changed the outcome of the game right here?
You want to say, let us know what you want to see. I will say, when that linchpin objective got taken, I felt like Bruno was in a commanding position in that, and he put all the onus on Pettit to be able to have to do something.
He did. Yeah, he did. He's like, solve this or lose.
Yes.
Yeah, and
it almost happened.
Oh, he set it up in such a clandestine way as well. When he started doing it, I was like, oh, this guy knows what's up. So this guy's got some skills.
There's a banner in that Sanguinary Guard unit. So the banner also impacts the captain when he's joined that unit
So
as
got
well.
OC8, yeah.
So yeah, you're dealing with a whole lot of OC there. So you can't just walk on. Like they're kind of a tight, compact unit. Sometimes when there's a small unit, you can kind of surround them to where you're on the perimeter of the objective.
Anyone else agree that one of the casters?
No, he forced engagement there. Forced engagement on 3-wound invulnerable save.
As someone who has been a caster for a long time, I'm going to try to not talk about a whole lot of it. I think there's a lot of skills that both of them have that are, or there's a lot of things that both of them I would like to see them work on. But that said, the stream has gotten better now that they actually can listen to the players. That is actually a really big deal. Korean caster style? Oh my gosh. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do... I think it's just so weird as someone who has been... I've studied a lot of different kinds of commentating for different kinds of games, right? Like the way you commentate golf and the way you commentate like trading card games, and the way you commentate baseball or basketball are very different, and the way you do them in different languages, like you do not do the things, or like English commentary for League of Legends is incredibly different from what it is for Spanish commentary for League of Legends, or Korean, or even Chinese. Chinese and English are fairly similar in a lot of ways. Portuguese is pretty interesting to listen to as well.
So that is the things like Raven Guard, Ultramarines.
I'm hoping there's some games to come through, but as it sits right now,
And it's really interesting seeing different expectations based on different languages. Japanese commentary is incredibly dry and boring. So one of the interesting things that they do in Japanese is you don't kill enemy champions. You destroy them, right? They use a different verb for that. And there's a lot of, oh, let's see what they're going to do. Oh, they could still do it. Oh, wow. Well, let's see what they're going to do next. And it's just like, you're not saying anything. You have to tell me something. Oh, Michael lost. Gustavo won.
Imperial Knights are down to 3 undefeated.
Wow.
Necrons
so
at 6.
A lot of players came ready to deal with Knights. Like Knights have been a known issue. Even this Blood Angel list we just
don't have the update yet. It's not in the BCP yet.
I've been maining both versions of Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights, and I got to say, I could not sit here and tell you hand on my heart which version of Knights you should play here.
Sure. Chaos versus Imperial, or
no,
you mean like
just
versus
Imperial Knights.
Smalls?
Yeah, just Imperial Knights. I could not 100% tell you which one was going to be best here, and that just shows you where this codex is at right now. Still very much forming.
I love how they're showing these placings as though it's meaningful. It doesn't mean anything yet.
That's very impressive. Chaos Space Marines down to 3 undefeated from 16. Tau is down to 5 undefeated from 16. Orcs down to 4 from 14. Then we have 4 undefeated Demons, 3 undefeated Dark Angels, 3 undefeated Chaos Knights, 3 undefeated Gene Stealer Cults. And then we have 4 Drakari.
I don't think they dropped
3 Gene Stealer Cults.
1 and 2. I don't believe so either.
There's not that many GSC players running about right now.
11 started, and only 1 has made it through round 2. Then we have 3 Leagues of Votan.
There's still a lot of games left to go, though.
They're doing very well. 4 Dark Angels, 7 Space Wolves, 4 Emperor's Children, 2 Grey Knights, 3,000 Suns, and 2 Death Watch. Still So
Emperor's Children lost 2 of their numbers.
I feel like these stats are like not super meaningful yet. Taking a break from guard. What are you gonna play instead? Emperor's Children.
Folger, the reigning defending.
Well, that should be fun. It is very dynamic, very fast. Seems like something that you would enjoy.
We haven't talked about Deathwatch, but Deathwatch been having strong showings, especially in events like this.
And hopefully easier on the clock as well, right?
Putting up big win numbers.
Absolutely agree. And yes, Folger Pile's game is still going on. His contemporary who shared the top table with last year, John Lennon, has won his second round.
Obviously, some players to watch, some factions to watch.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap up our coverage from today.
Is that it? They're going to be closing out. 3 doesn't sound impressive until you remember there's only 5. I mean, having 3 undefeated is not that low, but having only 5 players is kind of what I was expecting. I wasn't sure how many total you guys were actually bringing in the first place. But let's see. So there's Alex McDougall. Oh, there's 11 GSC players at the event. Alex McDougall is 1 win, 1 draw. Tucker Rickies has only played 1 game. Robin Roberts has only 1 game. Thomas Davies only 1 game. David Testa, Cody Drake, Jacob Leitner, John and Delicate are all 1 and 1. And then Lucas Bernard, Eric Tad, and Carlos Kaiser are all 0-1 so far. So there's still a bunch of games going on.
How you feeling about it tomorrow?
Stoked. I'm so keen. I love this event.
Where'd my heads go?
No.
Oh, that actually played a faction? Yeah. It's like you, Alex, Innes. I don't recognize any of these other names. Not necessarily. I've seen Robin Roberts pop up a lot, but I don't recognize them as a Gene Stealer name. It's like Alex, and Innes isn't even playing it. So many good games. Only 1 stream. There is a French language stream, I believe, as well. It's probably French Wargaming, or French War Games, or something to that effect. So we'll see how they end up doing. But it sounds like if they're going to be wrapping up the stream, I will go ahead and be wrapping up mine as well. My intention is I will be on tomorrow morning as well for the start of the next round. So I will see you guys all then. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this one. Thanks for watch partying with me to watch what's going on in the world of Warhammer. Tad and Tucker are great. Nice. Well, hopefully they continue. Well, Tad lost the first one. Tucker only got 1 game completed, but they did win the first one. So we'll keep it updated. We'll see what happens for tomorrow. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in for today. I will see those of you who are going to pop in again tomorrow later on. Have a good night, everyone.